Alright, ladies and gentlemen. And I need a better way of doing that, I really do. Oh, okay. God, I need to invest in some kind of mixer bench or digital mixing bench. How's everyone going this evening? G'day Tel, how's it going? Hey Vox, hey Zero. Hey Somerset, how's it going, mate? Joanne, how's it going? Caleb, welcome to the stream. And Deadmeat, have you lost... I've only just started. Trust me, there's ample time for me to lose mechs, although hopefully don't lose a lance. They're just too bloody expensive to repair, and I'm only just starting to get decent ones. Alright, just making sure everything's ticking along here. I've just updated OBS, so I'm hoping it didn't break anything. All the audio seems to be coming through. I assume everybody can hear me at the moment. New version of OBS looks a little weird. Alright, so... Hey Grandmatter, long time no watch. Yeah, we're getting back into this again. It has been a busy week. Christmas shopping. My boys finished off school today, so yay, they're home every single day between now and February. It's good that they're good kids. I put a few new test notifications up too, guys, now. I am not entirely sure how well they will work. We will find out. Actually, I should probably load that up so I can actually check and see what they actually do. Yeah, I'm not super familiar with how all this functions. Oh, I haven't done all of this before, so I'm sort of trying to work it out as I go along. So there should be donation, subscriber, and super chat alerts now. So hopefully when somebody sends me through a super chat, I won't miss it anymore. Right. And where's my game? Cool. Yep, I have chat, I have game. Everything appears to be working. Finally getting some beefier mechs. Yes, we are. The last stream, although we did have to retreat from one, as you'll recall, we did actually come out doing pretty well. We're actually just after our last engagement. Most of our pilots are still a bit tired, and we are just starting to put our mechs together. But we picked ourselves up an Orion, which is nice. We're going to have to get that a new paint job, I think. I think there's a couple of paint job options on this one. This one isn't configured yet. We're just putting it together for the first time, so we've still got to load it out. We've got a Thunderbolt floating around now, which does have a relatively basic loadout at the moment, but that's still not terrible. And we've got a Griffin, so we are going to probably have to get LRMs on the Archer soon. And convert that over to our new fire support mech, as it always should have been. We were kind of stuck with it as the heaviest mech we had available. Right, I have no idea if something just went off then. Annoying test message. No, it didn't. Okay, so that didn't work. That's great. I am very disappointed. Because what you were supposed to get is something... Why didn't that work? You're supposed to get something more like this. I assume this will work.
You dare to refuse my bajol?
Yeah, something more like that. Okay, so something...
You dare to refuse my bajol?
Right, so yeah, something isn't working there, and I'll have to work out why the hell that's not functioning. Great. It's always something. I appreciate the Orion as a 75-tonner, but I worship the Marauder in all its capacities. Yeah, hey, I like the Marauder too. Unfortunately, I don't have one. It didn't work because it hates you. Yeah, I have a funny feeling you might be right, Deadmeat. I might have to mess around with this a little bit more. All of the tests on this end work, but that didn't, so something's not right. Anyways, rather than talking about notifications, we should probably get a move on. So we've just finished up here. I don't think there was anything left on this planet. Actually, no, there's a few missions here we could probably knock over before we move on. Although, we can't hang around for too long. We have a couple of missions we need to do. So Hearts and Minds is our destination or our target for this particular stream. So it's a 45-day deployment and it's got 82 days until it is done. Now there is one over here which is a really good one that I would like to have done. Betrayal at Helm. Unfortunately, the flashpoint expires in 3 days. We looked at this actually before I went away for a bit of a break when I got unwell. At the time, we did not have the mech tonnage or the mech numbers to be able to do this, because this does have consecutive deployments. It is a long length. I think it's 4 or 5 missions in total. It might be a little, actually, it might only be 3 or 4. I'm not entirely sure, but regardless, it's multiple missions, and it's at a relatively high difficulty considering my current tonnage. We've kind of just picked up the mechs we would have needed to do this, but it's gone in 3 days. So we're not going to get to do Betrayal at Helm, which kind of sucks, because it's a fantastic mission. So, yeah, we're going to head south. We're going to have to do some missions along the way in order to pump up the finances a little bit. A lot of flying around going on at the moment. So we're going to just get our pilots all sorted out. Alright, hands in the cookie jar. As you arrive in the black market rendezvous, you realise too late that something isn't right. I didn't authorise a black market rendezvous. There's a burst of lights and sirens as the local authorities surround your group. A senior officer steps forward. This can be easy or hard, Commander McEvedy. Turn over the access codes, secret handshake, and whatever other tradecraft you use to gain access to the market, and you'll walk away scot-free with 100,000 C-bills in your pocket. She crosses her arms in smug determination, or you can pretend you don't know anything and frankly staggering fine for wasting her time.
You dare to refuse my bajol?
Hey, that one worked. Okay, that means it only doesn't work for you, dead meat. Alright, I need to put, if there's only one, so that might get a little repetitive. I'm going to have to put some alternating ones in. Thankfully I can do that. It just will take me some time to build them all. Alright, so tell them nothing and pay a fine for access to the black market, or sell the information for 100,000. We're not really using the black market at the moment. Was $2 too cheap for the notification? I've got no money limits attached to any of the notifications. I just want them to play, so it shouldn't have been. What do you think? Keep access to the black market even though we're not using it and pay the $500,000 fine, or sell the information for 100,000? I'll leave that up to everybody in stream. What do you think? Sell the information? Alright, we'll go with 0 and we will sell it then, which means we won't have access to it ever again. Though, as I said, at the moment we're not using it, we've pissed the pirates off royally, so doesn't matter. Safely back on the Argo, Samaya watches Essential News. Looks like this particular ProProp shop is shut down on all the networks. I give the cable 24 hours before a new one opens, though. Darius and reading the updates from less public information sources. Bad news team from the rumblings on the pirate forums. They're linking the raid back to us. Yang crosses his arms over his chest. Damn it, people. Ironbeard will have to retire. This reflects fully in his comical character. You gain 100,000, use 3 reputation points with local pirate organization, and we've lost access to the black market. Well, that's where it is. That one kind of sucks. Because we didn't organize any kind of rendezvous. It just sort of pops out, hey, you've got a rendezvous with the black market, and now we're going to screw you. I don't like that at all. Right. Alright, Phantom. Everybody's still fatigued. We're just going to let this one run through a little bit longer and get all our mechs sorted out.
To refuse my
I wrapped up that job you asked for, Commander.
Work for you went straight after the test message. Alright, looks like there's a little bit of a delay between chat and the messages then. Okay, that works. Hey Devil, how's it going, mate? Yeah, it sounds like organised crime, to be honest. Yes, very much so. Alright, so that's Tango sorted out, or close enough to 19 days. Let's get... Well, before we actually do any missions, let's start getting Orion sorted out. What are we going to put on you? I'm thinking a double large laser loadout. We have them, although we don't have anything particularly good. It's alright, we'll go with double large lasers. Now this one's got 2 missile slots as well, which we probably want to take advantage of with some SRMs. We are not going to use the ballistic at all, I don't think. Yeah, we won't use the ballistic on this loadout. We go double medium lasers as well, so larges and mediums. Weapon systems. Yeah, I'm feeling with the Orion. Double SRM 6s with 2 tons of ammunition. $120, 120, that's important. 110, 50. We go 115 on the front armor. 45 across the rear, 185 center. Leg armor is maxed out. Equipment. We've only got ballistic targeting computers. But we'll whack heat sinks in everything else. Well, that's going to leave us a lot of space. This has got a lot of room in it. This has got a lot of room in it. 18. No, it'll be a bit tight. I was almost tempted then. I was almost tempted to try and go quad large lasers and then just stack heat sinks. But I want my SRM secondaries. We'll get... We can't put any more armor on it either. That's the bit that sucks. We are maxed on every component. So this thing, until I can find some more equipment to jam into it, it's going to take up some extra tonnage, which we definitely have room for. This thing is going to run like a refrigerator. This should have some really good sustained fire, even on warm worlds. Yeah, we'll go with that. As a test run for the moment. We might have to change it around a little bit later, but we'll go with it for the moment. It's a little undergunned. Alright, contracts. Whatever reads the text message might be crapping itself when not in focus because that updated in a single go. Yeah, this could be just a Streamlabs thing. I've never used this before, so there might be some tweaking on my end that I need to do as well. Alright, so A-Team. We definitely want to do some stuff for Marek here. So we've got the A-Team, which is a battle, high tonnage, warrior house. That is some really easy money. High tonnage, but it's only a skull and a half on the Tundra. Alright, we'll go with that. We'll go with that as just an easy start to the stream. And I'll go 314, 168. We'll start building up a little bit of money before we go, but I wouldn't mind getting some parts. I reckon we've got some... Alright, Thunderbolt, Griffin, 6-pack, and lead bitter. The Orion is not ready for testing yet. Yeah, we'll do this as a second round test. Last time the Thunderbolt didn't do so well, but it got focus fired pretty hard as we were pulling out of that mission. So, yeah, we'll go with that, I think. Yes, we haven't got anything faster we can switch out for the 6-pack, so we'll go with that. Same team, Claymore, Apex, Cerberus, and Phantom. Yep, that works fine. Alright, so, bar here, credit card requirements. Well, I could send Mags money in different ways. Nobody needs to send me anything. I'm just, you guys want to donate? I need to set up some stuff on this end. One, because it's nice to have some stuff pop up on the screen. You know, that's the reason why people that stream do it. It's kind of cool. Especially if you got custom pop-ups. But the other reason is just so I've got a notification so I don't miss them, because I keep missing them, whereas chat sometimes gets a little funky on this end. So having something that actually triggers off a prompt on my end to tell me that something's come through means I can start looking for it. You know, maybe try and do this a little more professionally, although the unprofessionals are our thing for a reason. Just dealing with this tooth extraction. Oh, ouch. And that was my phone, I think, so don't stress about that. After getting through the campaign, went for career, seriously starves of heavy mechs after a year. Yeah, we're only just fixing it out now, and as I said, if we were running this by looking for the point score system and not modded, our campaign time's already over. And we never busted 75 tons. So the difficulty level we're playing at here is not ideal for rapid growth. Although I'm thinking we may bring this campaign to a close soon. I did have a dig into the mod, and I know the lore for the time period a little bit, and we are in a little bit of a lull until just before the clan invasion. There's not much happening now. All the key sort of timeline events and campaigns from this period are just about complete. So I'm thinking what we'll do is we'll do Hearts and Minds. We'll jump across and do the other Flashpoint, which I absolutely want to do because it's fantastic. It's all Urbies. All the Urbies in this Flashpoint. And then we might head south and actually pick up the Bull Shark, do a couple of missions in that, and we might clean it up there and start a new campaign. Same difficulty. The only thing I think I'll change is increase the rate of experience gain for the pilots. So still 4 parts to complete a mech and everything else the same. It's just a little slow building up actual mech warriors. You know, considering we are probably 30 hours at least into this campaign at the moment, we don't have a 10-point pilot yet. Or 10-point anything yet, I don't think, across any of our mech warriors. And we haven't actually lost all that many of them. But start the new campaign in the period just before the start of the clan invasion. So having to build up during the clan invasion. And I might get you guys to actually give a bit of shout out when we build that one up. But I'll leave that one up to you if you want me to continue this one through or whether or not you want to start up a new one. But I'm thinking that might be an idea. Just so we can get to all the fun new toys. Because once you hit the clan invasion, things get really busy all the way to the end of the timeline for this mod. Because you start the clan invasion, and then that basically flows into the destabilization and then eventually into the FedCom Civil War. So the whole thing just rolls through all the way into the 3060s. Could BattleTech Extended become a thing for MechWarrior 5? Probably not, to be honest. Actually,
what are your orders, Skipper?
This I had the little rant again last time on all the problems with MechWarrior 5, but this should tell you exactly how bad MechWarrior 5 is. One of the major modding groups for the MechWarrior games that built MechWarrior Living Legends, which essentially kept the BattleTech and MechWarrior universe on life support for ages. Fantastic game, but it's entirely a mod. Built in the Crisis Engine. Hey Devil, thank you very much for that, mate. But yeah, it's built entirely in the Crysis engine. They were going to build MechWarrior Living Legends 2 in the MechWarrior 5 engine. And for whatever reason, the code for it is that fucked up, they decided not to. I don't know what they're building MechWarrior Living Legends 2 in now, but they're not using the MechWarrior 5 engine. So the game that is on Unity, that has all of the assets they need, that has just about everything that they need inbuilt, because it's a MechWarrior game, to actually build their big, massive, super overhaul to make Living Legends 2, and they're not using it because whatever was done to that game has fucked it to the point where it is not viable as a development platform for it, despite the fact that everything is there. It's easier to build on something else themselves and then import everything in. That is, that's impressive. That is impressive. Right. So we've got a mech in the valley down over here. We don't know if there is more yet. And we have one up here. Now that's a really wide spread, and at the moment we're looking at only one lance, and we can only see 2 mechs. I'm thinking, despite this being a skull and a half, these could actually be assault mechs. Like, this is possible.
Copy that, Commander.
I'm going to see if we can get sensors on this one, because it's the most logical threat.
Got a lock.
We've got an Osrock. That's, well, it's not an assault. That is, I think, around the 50 or 60 ton. It's a heavy, I think.
Yes, Commander.
So what are you? We'll get the Griffin. Where can we get you to? No, we don't want to do this just yet. I'm going to move the Griffin just up to here.
We'll go.
And go for a breaching shot with the PPC. Probably pretty low chance. 61% chance. It's not terrible. Yeah, heavy 60 tons. Oh, it's close. Heavy 60 tons. Alright, miss. Okay, that's fine.
Negative damage. Repeat, negative damage.
Alright, third mech north.
I've got eyes on hostile
Fourth.
reinforcements. They're heading your way.
Those must be the reinforcements. So the original lance is this one and this one. These two are reinforcements. Somerset, little rant. That was a little rant, Somerset. For my opinion of MechWarrior 5, that was a very little rant. I kept that one under 10 minutes.
I'm here.
Yeah, I can tell you how I really feel, but that would just be the whole stream. Actually, I think I might have done that in one of the earliest streams, more than once. Let's not do it again. Right, we're going to do a sprint. We are not... Actually, no. What we are going to do, I'm going to separate from this one. We are going to go over this way, because there is more cover on this side of the map. We got this ridge line down here we can cross over, trees on 2 spots. So we're going to move our entire lance over right, engage the Osrock, and then we can swing back around on the reinforcement group and force whatever this thing is to walk around the complete outside of the map before we have to deal with it. So we can keep things separated. And we've got 3 mechs center now. Osland is medium, Osrock is heavy. That's only a wasp. Okay, I don't need to be concerned with that at all. It'll just jump up over the cliff and we'll swat it with the lead spitter. Yes, we can get a damage reduction there. Get the Thunderbolt into cover. 54, 44. This has got a surprisingly large amount of invasion on this. Alright, we'll pull the LRM-10s out just to drop the heat. We'll cycle all the medium and large lasers just to see if we can strip some damage onto this thing.
Engaging target.
We want to get rid of this one relatively quickly. Alright, we blew through the structure. It looks like on the left torso.
You dare to refuse my bajol?
Hey Mags, notice you're missing something for Sunday. Check your email. Oh, don't fucking do anything, dead meat. God damn it. Alright, we'll jump the lead spitter. Alright, 5 evasion points. We'll get the side on and we'll see if we can rip this side armor open.
Engaging target.
Cool. Mags, I'm playing through the campaign and I have 1 Atlas, the Free Highlander and the Longbow and the Stalker. I'm craving a King Crab, but only ran into 1 in a 5 skull. They're surprisingly rare. The last playthrough I did in this, I wound up with 2 King Crabs. That was really unusual. Up until that point, and I think I said that on the on that playthrough, I had only ever encountered 1 King Crab in the entire game in multiple playthroughs. Sometimes you get a whole bunch of them. Sometimes you just will not encounter them at all. So they're a bit of a... They're a little bit of a unicorn. The fact that I had 2 was weird. 2 before completing the end of campaign. That was kind of weird.
Copy that.
That's got to be ripping most of that front armor off. Alright, so far only smalls. We got another wasp. So 2 wasps.
Hey.
The Osrock looks like it might actually be the recovery here.
Copy.
So far we haven't encountered anything else that's actually worth taking home, so... Put some more shots into it.
That looked like a critical hit.
See if we can rattle the pilot is what we're after here at the moment. I'd like him to bail out. Alright, we can definitely tank the wasps. I don't know what else is up here. And it's a Hunchback. 4G. Alright, that's a little more concerning. Alright, let's do... No, we'll leave that is. We'll cycle the large lasers out in the next turn and just go for the mediums. Right, pilot injured, torso destroyed.
Enemy mech. Critical damage detected.
Locust. Firestarter. The Hunchback's really the only concern, major concern that we've run into so far. Ooh! Alright, that was not good. Yep, that Hunchback, yeah, that's going to have to be neutralized immediately. I kind of wanted those MGs. Yes, you have done that for the stream, but it's well over a year ago. Must be out of date by now. No, not really. They haven't done anything else. There's a new expansion pack that's coming out soon. Yes, despite my disliking, I'm probably going to get it because I'm a moron and it's MechWarrior, so I'll get it anyway. The mods have sort of stopped being seriously developed. Everything's kind of stopped, and like that's about it. The last major announcement from Piranha was that they were going to complete the development of whatever they had, whatever they were working on, and this was when they released the Melee pack expansion. They were going to complete whatever they were still working on, and then that's it. They were finalising everything in regards to MechWarrior 5. And that seems to be what's happened. This expansion pack appears to be the last expansion pack, and they're finalizing everything in regards to MechWarrior 5. So, alright, let's precision straight through the front. Come on.
Reporting. Critical.
Oh, pilot ejected anyway. Alright, so we still got the destruction, and we maybe recovered 2 parts.
What now?
Actually, probably only 1. We did lose a torso there. Alright. 6-pack. We need to get engaged into the tree line and onto
Okay,
that
let's go.
wasp. Stinger. Yeah, it's all smalls. All smalls except the hunchback. So we just got to get the hunchback engaged.
If you say so.
How
Damage,
customizable
looks
is
like,
BEX
Commander.
anyway? Hugely customizable. You can set it up to anywhere up to requiring 10 parts to build your mechs. Your period of play is any timeline starting between about the year 3000, actually I think it's 3010, all the way to the start of the FedCom Civil War in 3065, so that's your play area. There's something like an extra 150 mechs in this. You can randomize your start. You can randomize your rate of income earning. You can randomize or change, make more difficult your rate of experience earning for your pilots. You can recustomize some of your perks. It's basically every aspect of the game can be modified to be made either significantly easier or hugely difficult. I'm not running at the top difficulty level. I could make this. You can turn this up to the point where it's essentially a stress test for your sanity. You will be unlikely to be able to achieve anything in it, and you will more likely be killed by everything you encounter.
Affirmative.
Alright, let's get
Firing
more shots
on
of front
target.
back. Hey Jason, how's it going? Yeah, I'm doing well, mate. Doing much better at the moment. Extremely happy that a little bit of warmth seems to be coming back. We had a bit of a cold snap here at the moment, which is unseasonal. Having frosts, snow in the mountains, and hail in the capital cities in December is weird, to say the least, but it has been a weird year for weather in general. Alright, so let's cycle those large lasers out to drop some heat. And
Engaging target.
I've just got to try and keep the hunchback shooting at anybody except the lead spitter, because that AC-20 will call straight through the center of it. Well, they are Capellans. They can't afford a decent heavy if their life depended on it. Yes, this is true. Oh, they've got a couple floating around, although I think I've been trying to steal most of them over time. Hey, Disco, how's it going, mate? Alright, so the plan is we're going to pull that hunchback apart, and then I'm just going to melee everything else here to death. Alright, at least he's shooting the Thunderbolt now. It can take an AC-20 hit or two.
Armor low.
Yeah, not too many of them, but it can take a couple.
They're getting the angle on me.
Vox, well, here I am working in shorts and 23 degrees.
Yep.
It was below that. It got down to low teens. Like, we actually had the heaters back on in December. Like, heaters, jumpers, long pants in December. That's almost unheard of. That's, yeah, incredibly unusual.
10-4.
Right, Phantom. I want you to dump everything in that torso.
Firing.
There we go. AC-20 destroyed.
Critical hit.
That's the Hunchback basically neutralized.
I'm being
God, I
flanked.
love that little mech. Ooh.
One more shot like that, and I'm dead.
Yeah, we're going to actually have to deal with some of these lights now. Otherwise, they're just going to swarm and start pulling parts apart, pulling our mechs apart.
My armor's getting blown apart.
Yeah, their fire starter needs to be on the short list of things destroyed. Right.
Standing by.
We need... Yeah, Locust needs to be pulled down to try and start protecting the back of the Shadowhawk.
On my way.
This is a good way to heat dump as well. And we miss.
Failed to connect.
God damn it. And now we're just taking a massive hit in the back of the Thunderbolt.
Warning. Damage critical.
Right here. If you say so.
Get the 6-pack back. And we are going to dump everything into this Locust. That worked.
Target pacified.
Got to get back suited up and head back to the pit. Catch you later. All right, catch you later, Somerset. Oof. Thunderbolt's surrounded. That is not what we're after. I'm going to get myself where I can get my back protected. Yeah, we're not going to be able to... Shit. They're everywhere here. This is not good. Yeah, it doesn't matter what angle we move on here at the moment. We're going to have at least one guy in our rear. Alright, that's probably our best option. Because our left rear's been opened up. Our right rear still has armor. So that exposes the right rear. And the next round we're going to have mechs that are going to be able to deal with at least one of those two. So now we need, hopefully, to get rid of the fire starter, because that's probably the next most dangerous. So small lasers, medium lasers, I'm going to throw one of the large lasers in as well, because we need all the shots we can potentially get on target. And yeah, we will do precision shot at the head with all of those. Let's hope we decapitate it.
Engaging target.
No, not a single weapon hit.
Enemy mech. Critical damage detected.
Into the rear. And then small laser fires.
Warning. Armor
Nope,
breached.
no small laser on that
Internal
wasp.
damage.
Okay.
Orders.
Alright, we are going to jump for the evasion bonus again. and dump straight into the back. We're not even going to bother doing a target. Well, we can't anyway. We haven't got the points for it, but it won't matter. Straight into the back of the Hunchback.
Target locked on enemy 6, Skipper. Reporting. Critical hit.
That blew the left torso out. That should just about have the Hunchback out of
Enemy
weapons.
in rear arc.
Awaiting orders.
Alright. Rear attack from the Griffin.
Attempting physical attack. That's gonna hurt.
We're basically trying to defend ourselves from the light swarm here so we don't get buried.
Standing by.
Alright. 6-pack is pretty heat loaded as well, so that's alright. We'll do a melee under the back of the Wasp.
Roger that. I'd rather use weapons, but...
Alright, that's better. Hey, somebody who didn't shoot my Thunderbolt.
Light damage. Holding firm.
This is the second time I've wound up having to retreat the Thunderbolt back while taking constant fire. Right, we're going to run. Not going to make the tree line to the point where we can get the bonus and still turn. Yeah, we're going to have to run to there. Alright, so they're starting to engage the other mechs. That's good.
Reporting heavy damage.
Yep.
Alright, Phantom can cut across, down, and we'll still have the arc to be able to
Order
unload into the
acknowledged.
back of the Hunchback again. I think this should take the Hunchback out.
Here we go.
There we go. Pilot's bailed. Cool. Hunchback's out. So now we can get the lead splitter over and probably send him after the fire starter next.
Damage minimal.
Brave. Although we're about to get heat loaded
Damage
on
looks
the
like, Commander.
yeah, heat loaded on the heat the 6-pack.
I'm doomed. Doomed.
Doomed. And one's still going after the Thunderbolt. Alright, that's okay.
Warning. Armor low.
Awaiting orders.
Hopefully the Orion tanks a little bit better. We are going to... Yeah, heat loading is cleared, so we will jump rear.
Engaging jump jet.
And I've just realised we've actually got the small lasers are disabled on the Griffin at the moment, so we'll turn that one back on. And hopefully this will
Confirmed.
kill. There we go.
Hostile eliminated.
Alright.
Yes, Commander.
Cerberus. We are going to... Yeah, pull back to here. And initiate fire on the fire starter. Or will we? Yeah, probably better to go for fire starter considering the accuracy we've got on this at the moment.
Roger that. That
torso
looked
destroyed,
like a critical hit.
and a whole bunch of internal damage on critical components. So that should make the Firestarter a clean kill for the lead spitter in the next turn. If I don't take it out with the Thunderbolt, which is probable. Yeah, let's go large lasers in, medium lasers in, no LRM-10 firing here, but we'll cycle from the side.
Engaging target.
Alright, we missed with both large lasers, but we
Enemy
actually got the job done.
destroyed.
Alright, now we've got this under control. That's a little concerning there for a moment. I noticed that the AO likes to single out a single mech and focus it down. Smart strategy, but not fun to fight against, as they laser focus to the point is a detriment to themselves. Yeah, it's not a terrible way to play. It's actually the way you should be playing as well most of the time. Just to optimize, you know, killing targets at speed. It's generally not a concern. These lower level missions are surprisingly difficult when you're in heavier mechs because of exactly what you've just seen. Yeah, 6 or 7 light mechs moving quickly can flank you, and concentrated fire will bring down an Atlas. It's actually quite viable for you to actually use a similar strategy later on in the game if you've got top end pilots to swarm assault mechs with, you know, like 10-point pilots and have so much evasion on them that the assault mechs cannot hit them and just rip the entire rear armor out of them every single turn. There's very little that you can do about it. Which is it's
Affirmative.
it is a practical way to play, providing you have the pilots and crew and mechs to actually do the job. I'm still carrying that assassin, if you'll recall, from earlier on in the game, for exactly that reason. If I hit a 10-point pilot, that assassin is going to be the ultimate light mech killer.
I'm on him.
That thing is basically untouchable with its evasion bonuses if you get a skilled enough pilot in it. Stream is being super patchy. That's not good to know. What is going on? Sorry, just checking the details here. Yeah, god damn it. Looks like my net is starting to play up a little bit. Hopefully that'll settle back down. But there's not much I can do about it at the moment, unfortunately.
Roger that.
I had good numbers going earlier on, so it might just be that we have to cut this one relatively short tonight. PPC is a waste of time. Actually, most of these are a waste of time. Really low hit chances, high evasion. I should have gone for the melee.
Target lock on enemy's rear.
Although we got through the rear armor on it.
Right here.
Alright, 6-pack. We will melee.
I'll try.
There we go, it's another one down.
I got him.
Alright, so you're basically it now. Oh, the Thunderbolt is pretty heat loaded. Pull the large lasers out, that'll actually drop us cool. Cycle 3 mediums, that should be fine.
Target.
Lower leg actuator destroyed.
Enemy mech. Critical damage detected.
And shooting the front armor is not an issue.
Confirmed. Copy that. Engaging target.
Let's see, SRM2 is destroyed, ammo explosion, And no pilot bail.
Commander. Copy that.
This should get a kill. There we go.
Hostile removed.
Alright.
Mission
successful. Target focus is important to cut down the enemy quickly. Yeah, it is. Although sometimes it can be a little bit difficult to pick out one target when you've got multiple threats that are all swarming you at once. So our payout for that one after drop costs was 86,000, so not much there. That's not going to recover our repairs, I don't think. But we have 3-point salvage. So the Osrock, we have no parts for, and we only got one. Yeah, not really. Two, three. Well, we'll take the Osrock part, and we'll take the Hunchback part, obviously, and we're going to grab this part here for the Flamer, for the Wasp, because we have 3 parts of these already in storage. So that completes a mech that we can sell, and that should cover the repairs at the very least. So, not as good a mission as I was hoping. What else did we get extra? We got a Stinger, and we got the other Wasp part. So, that's fine. Alright, so we're definitely going to build the 1A because it's more valuable. We're just building to sell. 384. Okay, we need more money is what we need. We're going to have to fix some mechs up here as well. Alright, so we might actually move on from here just to get to the next place because our mechs are going to be down for a little while. Refit the lead spitter. Again. MGs, glad we have a lot of spares in those. So that's the lead spitter sorted out. So there's 36,000 down. Replace the arm, that replaces the armor and gets it sorted out.
Shouldn't be too hard.
22,000. And the 6-pack didn't lose anything either, so we can just get a repair. Only 4,700 on the 6-pack. Alright, so we made about 20,000 plus the sale of the mech. So, call it 200,000 profit on that mission. That's actually not as bad as I thought. Now, we do have to reconfigure this Archer while we're here before we move off. So we're going to pull the SRM-6s. We'll leave the Meadlators in place. We'll leave the cockpit mod in place as well. SRM ammo can come out as well. Actually, do we have the launchers for this? Right, yeah, we got LRM-10s, we got LRM-15s. Okay. No. LRM-10s go 64. No, it's going to have to be the 15s. Dual LRM-15s. 5 tonnage. We probably don't need the exchanger anymore, so we can save a ton there. Heat efficiency. No, we leave that is. 30 missile LRM, 30 missile LRM salvos, and we've still got the 4 medium lasers. And enough ammo that we can, enough ammo and heat sinks that we can essentially keep this thing cycling missiles non-stop without a break. We will pop the cockpit mod because we'll probably want to put that on something else. This thing won't be frontline anymore. Alright, we'll leave that for the moment. Alright.
Right. I'll get it in the schedule.
Navigation, we will set our next destination, and then I will actually have a chance to read through the rest of chat and catch up to exactly where we're at. So, okay, we've had another flashpoint pop up. One man's trash. Minute Glentwood will be waiting. Uncommon mech upgrade. 176 days. Okay. Okay. What are the special conditions? Mech tonnage maximum. One or more contracts in this flashpoint has a limit to one of the deployment slots in your lance to a maximum tonnage. Expect to drop one or more lighter, faster mechs. Well, we always do. It's only a short engagement length. Alright, so Hearts and Minds is our actual destination. So if we can get about halfway down, what do we got there? A little bit too high on the difficulty. 2.5, yeah, that'll probably do. That's 40 days. And it's only 45 to actually head to the next point. Yeah, we might as well just do the whole travel. We'll just head to Hearts and Minds.
Calculating course now, Commander.
We got the money. 45, that'll get everything repaired and everybody have a chance to rest. Alright. So, checking through chat. Seems fine, seems good to me, feels okay for me. Stream is patchy. Yeah, it did clearly see that I'd lost a few frames, so hopefully that'll sort itself out. This can be where vigilance can be useful, as it provides good cover and also higher initiative for heavier mechs. This is true.
That work order you submitted?
But the good cover doesn't work overly well when you're in a swarm. Not like that anyway. Vigilance is a sketchy one. It works in situations. A lot of the time it's just wasted initiative. Or at least that's what I've found it to be. That's why I don't use it all that often. There's only really a relatively small number of times or small number of situations that I've found it to be helpful. Let's continue that one through. So, has everybody seen the rumor mill for Hollywood at the moment? Amazon is apparently buying the rights to Warhammer 40k for a television series, and it looks like Henry Cavill will be, well, not only taking one of the lead roles in it, but also potentially directing it. Hey Deadmeat, did I lose a mech yet? No, I didn't. Mission successfully completed. Took a little bit of damage, but, you know, otherwise everything went perfectly fine. So yeah, looks like 40k, well, it was already on the edge of going mainstream anyway, but an Amazon TV series is going to do that. I'll say I am somewhat nervous on that regard, it being Amazon. On one hand, they did a fantastic job with The Expanse. They picked that up and completed that series, and they did a really good job with it. Didn't mess with it too much. Pretty good to the books. I'm a huge fan of The Expanse books. On the other hand, you know, you've got... And Rings of Power is obviously the one that is the easiest to mention, but you've got a few other series that have failed rather badly as well. So... I'm a little concerned about Amazon. I'm not concerned about Henry Cavill. If he's actually... There's been jokes for years, if they ever did a 40k TV series or a 40k movie, he's got the build to play the Emperor of Mankind. Like, that has been a meme for years. And it looks like that might be exactly what's going to happen. And he is a 40k fan. Actually, he plays Custodes, I believe. He's got pictures he's posted on Instagram of his personal Custodes army that he runs. He's a fan of the IP because he's a massive nerd, and if he's actually got creative control and direction for the series, I'm pretty confident with him. I like Henry Cavill. I'm just not so sure about Amazon, that's all. And before people panic, Amazon is not buying the entire franchise. No, that was a screw up by one of the writing staff for doing the announcement that they were buying the rights or buying Warhammer 40k. No, they're buying the rights to a television series for Warhammer 40k. And somebody on my Discord actually said that the rumor is, or they saw a rumor somewhere for it, that it's actually going to be based pre-Horus Heresy, which surprisingly actually makes a lot of sense. If you went for if you did the starting point for a series at around the Reunification Wars on Terra, you have an opportunity to introduce the Emperor of Mankind as a character, which you kind of need to do when you keep in mind a television series you're marketing to people who have likely never heard of the Warhammer 40k IP at all. They have no idea what a Space Marine is. They have no idea. At most, they might have seen a meme that they don't understand. That might be all they know. So you need something where you can introduce all the key elements without blowing somebody's mind open, which is difficult to do in the 40k universe. So if they did pre-Horus Heresy at around the Reunification Wars, you can introduce the Emperor. The Thunder Warriors serve as the basis of genetically engineered soldiers to set the baseline, and then you have the ability to introduce the Custodes, which he created first, and then the Space Marines and the Primarchs. So you can set the stage for expanding into the rest of the universe, and eventually the Emperor's trip off Earth to Terra, so you can introduce the Mechanicus, while establishing that this is a sort of a post-apocalyptic universe. You can set the ground rules, and at this point, there isn't really any Xenos involved, so you don't have to worry about introducing the Eldar or the Orcs or anything else yet. You've just got to introduce the various human factions and establish the base rules for the universe. So if that is correct, if that is actually accurate, that's not a bad idea for a start. Alright, moonlighting with a medium laser. Okay, so we've got this one again. This is the same one, stock medium laser this time, and we have like 500 of these things in storage. So let it keep working at it, and we will see what we get. Later that week, Drillbit catches you in the hall, glowing with excitement. I did it, Commander. That laser is purring like a kitten now, while a kitten that wants to kill mechs. I even managed to replicate the performance specs of the Exostar medium laser. So I lose one medium laser, and I grab one medium laser plus. Very nice. Any specific with the Exostar? So it's a 1-ton single plus medium laser. Bonus 25% chance to crit. Nice. I'll take that. I'll find something to bolt that onto. Annoyed he left Witcher. I understand that he left Witcher. Like, I understand why. And it was because he actually cared about the source material. And you can see, even in the first series of Witcher, the writers were already diverging pretty heavily from the source material on a couple of really key points and a couple of really key stories that you kind of wanted to get right, and it was only getting worse as time was going on. So, like, honestly, I wish there were more actors that would do it, rather than acting a role that they know the history of and staying with it because of the paycheck. Even when they're not liking the way the role's being portrayed. It would be a lot nicer if we had a lot more actors out there that would go, look, you're fucking this up, and I'm not going to be a part of you destroying this, so I'm going to walk and, find somebody else to replace me and fuck it up with them instead. It would be nice if a lot more actors would do that, but most don't. They just take the paycheck, and even if they know everything's going to shit, they just stay there regardless. Mark Hamill being actually a really good example of this. I like Mark Hamill. He's Luke Skywalker. Been a fan of his for my entire life, ever since I watched the first Star Wars movie. It's Luke fucking Skywalker. He knew what was happening with the 3 new Disney Star Wars movies. He didn't like them. He made it very clear that he wasn't happy, and yet he stayed there and took the paycheck anyway, knowing that it was crap. He stayed. He didn't fight it. He took the paycheck. He shut up. He acted the role, even though he hated everything about the character. It would have been far more impactful if he'd got up and walked as well. Alright, so Hearts and Minds. We're in position. Federated Suns. We are against, I have honestly no idea. Short length, no consecutive deployments. Tonnage requirements are light, so we're going to have to only bring out some smaller mechs. Capellans. Pro-Capellan insurgent group called the Emerald Dawn threatens to destabilize Shuven's political landscape. House Davion will reward you handsomely to neutralize the terrorist threat. Yes, we shall begin. Alexandra Cunningham, welcome to Shuven Commander McEvity. Sorry we dragged you out here on such a dreadful system, but the necessary compels. As you may know, we're standing in territory that once belonged to the Capellan Confederation. Unfortunately, a sizable minority of, actually it's Shaunavon's population would like nothing better than return to Lao rule. They're nuts. Of course they would. You annexed their damn planet. We saved them from a government that kept them in a state of abject poverty. House Davion brought people to the system wealth, culture, and opportunity, and they replayed our magnanimity with vitriol. How generous of you. As you can see, the political situation in the system is precarious. The ongoing management of Shaunavon is like a never-ending Hearts and Minds campaign. If all of our responses are too weak, we lose the confidence of the majority. Too strong, and we run the risk of radicalizing the minority and spurring them to violence. Thus, when a rebel group must be curtailed, a certain degree of deftness is required. And you want us to deftly curtail one of these groups? Only its leadership. Tessa Navaja Norcus and her husband Mattis Bishop Crenshaw. They are Lao Zealots. That's not Crenshaw. That's not a very Lao name. They are Lao Zealots, veterans of the Prefectorate Guild. We have information on these. A mech regiment within the Capellan Hussars. The Prefectorate Guard has historically been responsible for the defence of the Capellan government and its nobility, with almost 500 years of regimental history behind it. The Guard is one of the most prestigious, decorated, and sorted units within the entire Capellan Confederation Armed Forces. Okay. Together they oversee Shaunavon's most dangerous pro-Lao political organisation, the Emerald Dawn. From public relations standpoint, an attack on the Dawn itself would be disastrous. They have too many supporters in the community at large, but if Norcus and Crenshaw could be removed from power, swiftly, quietly, with a low-tonnage lance to avoid drawing attention, then the Emerald Dawn could be neutralised. In time, who knows, perhaps it will even become an asset. Sounds like a tall order from what you just told us. The Emerald Dawn is full of people who hate you. Ordering the deaths of their leaders isn't going to change that. No, but the installation of a more sympathetic leadership might. Of course, will have to happen in the right way. The performative aspects of this operation will need to be on point. Public relations doesn't factor into your job restrictions, so I'll spare you the details of our outreach plan, but you need to know that when your job is done, I'll be making a public appearance at the combat site. Therefore, it is absolutely imperative that your part in the operation go off without a hitch. If you're looking for a guarantee, I can't give it to you. Well, warfare is inherently unpredictable. I'm counting on you to compensate for that. On the orders of the royal family, my dropship is loaded and ready to fly. Camera crews are already in position for a live broadcast on my arrival. If we had any choice in the matter, I wouldn't be doing this. Left to my lone devices, I would leave Shaunavon without a backward glance. But as I said before, necessity compels. This is true for the nobility, it is for anybody else. Good luck, good hunting, Commander. Fight with vigilance, skill, and above all, eliminate Crenshaw and Norcus. I cannot stress firmly enough. They must be dead before I descend on the combat site. I'll keep in touch to the best of my ability. Cunningham out. Guess we're carrying out assassinations in service of House Davion's propaganda machine now. Can't say I'm a big fan of the idea. Hey, assassinations are good, so long as we get the mechs. Right, so what are our tonnage limitations for this mission? Hearts and Minds, 2 skulls, not particularly difficult, so it depends. We're going to get a contract bonus. God, we've got to give up almost everything to get that 3 points. We'll keep it midfield. 2-8. Yeah, we're under 3 million again. Yeah, we'll keep it at 2.8. That way we'll be over 3 million once drops are in place. And we got a 55-ton limit across the board. Alright. So the Griffin scrapes in, the 6-pack scrapes in. We need another alternative lead. It's an urban environment. The disco back, the disco back might be the go. Where is? There it is. 4P, disco back. Keep Apex in the Griffin. Yeah, keep Cerberus in there. Yeah, we'll put Claymore in the disco back. And at the moment, I'm trying to get Phantom points. So we'll leave Phantom alone. We'll leave everybody else in the same lineup as we are. I want these pilots as our A-team to actually get points. So that puts us on 200 tons. So 50, 55, 55. Yep, okay. That works. We're at 195 tons total with a 200-ton maximum drop. Drop cost will be 90,000. Yeah, alright, that works. We'll go with that. Alright, just getting back to chat. Ned Kelly reference. AR Last Stance mission. Dead Meat disappointed I haven't lost a Lance. Because of course. None news. So how the fuck do you get this game? I've been looking for it and I can't find the damn game download. The game itself, Steam. Steam. Search BattleTech. Alternatively, Good Old Games will have it as well. Those are the two places I recommend to pick it up. Either on Steam or on Good Old Games. Either one. Vox, some say he became an actor to fuel his Warhammer addiction because only movie stars can manage to get enough money to support entire armies of custodians. This is a valid point, Vox. This is a valid point. The entire first Superman movie that he did, all of his income and profits from that would have went to building that Custodes army. They look really good, but Jesus Christ.
Command interface initiated.
Amazon is better than Netflix for sure. I suspect it depends on the actual team they get. Yeah, Netflix has more misses than hits. Amazon, it's had a couple of really good series. There's the Hurt... no, it's not the Hurt Locker. I can't remember the name of it now. The CIA spy series. I haven't actually watched it. It's pretty good. The Boys is starting to get a little too political in the last season for my liking. They're very much doing bringing a whole MAGA Trump thing in that wasn't present in the original comics, which kind of sucks a bit. But up until the end of the most recent series, which is still watchable, it wasn't terrible. I just don't like the direction they're heading in. But otherwise, it's been pretty good. The Expanse was excellent. They did that really well, especially dealing with the little issue they had in regards to one of the actors. They handled that about as tastefully as it could be handled, without messing up the actual story, considering they had to kill off a character that doesn't actually die in the books. But otherwise, they did a pretty good job there overall. But then they've also had some pretty serious failures as well, so just has to cross those fingers and hope that they get a good team.
Watch for civilians.
Alright. So Bishop's over here. Outriders are there, and the Vanguard's there. So two teams of escorts will be converging. Probably best bet to there, to there. Yeah, I think it's going to be better if we swing We're right on the southern border of the map here. If we swing down, get through these buildings... Yeah, we can nick through the street here and down the ramps here. Actually cut straight across. And go straight for the Vanguard first. Before we go for the target. Eliminate the Vanguard, and then swing up and take out Crenshaw. I reckon that'll be the go.
Affirmative.
At least 2 of our 4 mechs are jump capable, so
Roger
we've
that,
got
Commander.
some maneuverability in the city here.
If I were planning an ambush, this is where I'd put it.
They really needed more voice lines in this. They really did.
We'll go.
Let's get
There. Okay.
down onto the
got it.
street and just run down. We can use the Griffin's ECM to keep us covered for the most part. Talking about 40k, managed to get 60 Aussie off for a set of 4 40k Magic Gathering decks. 40k Magic the Gathering decks. There's a trading card game for 40k in the style of Magic the Gathering. I'm not sure what you mean there, Devil. If there is, I didn't realize there was a trading card game. Jason, but yeah, that would make 40k officially mainstream. Yeah, that's the only thing stopping it. It's already mainstream in regards to games. I mean, just look at what's coming out. We've got Dark Tides just popped out, which, I'll be honest, it has some problems. It has a lot of problems. It's fun,
On my way.
but I'm not so sure it shouldn't have stayed in the oven for a little bit longer.
Copy. I'm rolling.
A lot of crashes, a lot of instability issues, and some progression issues within the game as well. But it's fun, and graphically it's great, its music's awesome. But regardless, it's there, it's a thing. You got the Rogue Trader game coming out by Owlcat, which I am hyped as fuck to actually play. That looks like it is gonna be awesome. And I hope they actually look at BattleTech afterwards, because they could do a BattleTech CRPG in that style, and it would be wonderful. So you've got that one. You've got the new Space Marine coming out as well. We've got everything except a strategy game at this point. You know, like a Dawn of War 4, except, you know, not crap like Dawn of War 3. More like Dawn of War 2 would be better. But we got everything except a strategy game coming out at this point in time. It's... not to mention the games we've already had within the universe. So, it's already mainstream in gaming.
I got you.
All it's missing is essentially... it needs to be opened up to those that are outside of the geek community. That's all it's missing, and a television show will most certainly do that. Contracts do exist for a reason, Mags. Yeah, they do, Zero, in regards to Hamill. They do. So once he was in the contract for the first movie... having said that, you know, Buddy Cavill would have had one and he broke contract. Yeah, I suppose Disney would be a little bit harsher with it, but still... I don't have a lot of respect for him, because he did something that clearly he disagreed with and followed it through.
I'm there.
And he's turned into a bit of a social media prick recently as well too, which is kind of sucks. But that's alright, we always have the old movies. You say that Vox, but Custodes are actually one of the cheapest armies to get for 40k? I don't know. I've seen some of the special... The problem with the Custodes armies is they've got a lot of specialized miniatures. Their main units don't cost anything really different than the Space Marine the general Space Marine armies. And as a general rule, they deploy in smaller numbers, so you don't need as many of them. But they've got a lot of specialist units, like your dreadnoughts and so on, that... Alright, we are going to, because we have not picked up any mechs whatsoever here at the moment. So I'm going to do a big jump out against the wall.
Lifting off.
Huh. Okay. The Vanguard ran straight north. So they're up behind Bishop now. Alright, so much for that plan, isolating them and actually taking them out. They're all the way up here now. Alright, we will get everybody in under the countermeasures and we'll start heading north then. We'll find them eventually. At least we're not on a timer on this one. If you want expensive armies, G.skill occults, no thank you. No thanks. You know, I like the TridentZ as a concept, but I really wouldn't want to play one.
Affirmative. Copy that, Commander.
First season of Man in the High Castle. You know, I haven't actually watched that. I really should. I don't want to get too close to that.
Confirmed.
It's concerning me that we don't... Wait, I think we just got a sensor contact. Did we? No. We have no contacts on enemy mechs so far. There is nothing here.
Okay, let's go.
Alright, so I'm going to jump the fire starter a little bit over this way.
Engaging jump jets.
Alright, finally, we have a contact. 2 mechs. 3 mechs. Alright, 4 now.
Skipper.
Alright, Phantom, you're going to spot everything for us here. It's going to be risky because we are jumping on top of a building that they could shoot out from underneath us. But, alright, we have a Wasp, we have a Blackjack, and we have a Stinger. 4th mech is unknown, it's still blocked by the building. Now, the Blackjack is our target, and the Vanguard is the lights. Alright, so that's not really overly heavy. No evasion on the Blackjack at all. 4-3. Yeah, best to probably put the medium laser shots into the Blackjack. Whites.
Here.
Primary target damage, Commander.
See if we can get it to move. Rancher was well liked by book readers and the TV series as well. I hear the actor of what Rancher is supposed to be and what Tom Cruise was in the movies. Rings of Power, though. Yeah, like, Rings of Power is the obvious failure for Amazon, and it's pretty bad. It's one that definitely can't be ignored. But it is only one series. It is a very high-profile, very expensive failure, but it is only one. So it's why I'm not completely... I'm concerned, especially considering... Oh, yes, alright, this is going to be good. Let's get the disco back into position. I'm concerned, especially considering the nature of the 40k, and we're not going to be able to be within range, so that's... Okay, that's not going to be a thing. Alright. We can get it in the next turn. Considering the nature of the 40k universe and how the grimdark aesthetic and some of the adult themes within the series, I am somewhat concerned that Amazon will
Move order confirmed.
PG-13 the series for maximum, or at least MA-15. Like, let's be honest, for the violence level, a 40k series would nearly need to be R. It would nearly need an R rating. But really, I'm a little concerned that they'll really soften it up just to maximize the amount of the audience that they can bring it into. And I'm a little concerned they'll mess with the lore just to try and make it more palatable to people. Although in some areas the lore probably should be modified a little bit, because the lore is a little all over the place in 40k. And if they are going to go for the reunification era, there's not a lot written about that. So they also have a little bit of flexibility in that series. Essentially, there's a couple of stories and a lot of dot points on what happened, but the exact details of everything have not been fully fleshed out. So they have a little room to move in that particular era.
Affirmative.
But, yeah.
Fresh real estate available.
I'm not completely pessimistic about them being able to do it. Whereas if it was Netflix, 40k would be fucked. Like, that'd be the end of it. It'd be done.
Moving to position.
Right. Unload from the Cerberus into the Blackjack.
Ready to rock.
Right. Now, I kind of want to get the lead spitter in to actually start taking out some of these lights. We've got 3 mechs coming straight onto Crenshaw as our primary target, so I don't think we need to concern ourselves anymore with them. Although, yeah, we're not going to be able to get a good angle anyway. We'll put the medium lasers on him again this turn, and then the next turn they'll be able to jump over and actually start dumping into the rest of these mechs.
Copy that.
An LCAT BattleTech game would be sick. Yeah, it's what I was talking about in the last stream, Jason. After watching the gameplay, I don't have access to Rogue Trader yet myself. Although, if I can find the cash, I'm going to bite the bullet and pre-order it. I normally don't do the pre-order things all that often, but I'm thinking I might do it with this one, and it's only because I've got both Pathfinder Kingmaker and I forget the name of the other Pathfinder game now. I'm having a brain fart, but I've got both of them at the moment, and I like their style of game. But I've always been a fan of the Baldur's Gate series and so on. So, and my favourite Fallout's are Fallout 1 and 2. So it fits one of my interests. Bring the disco back up. So the Rogue Trader game looks absolutely fantastic, but what I have seen of the gameplay of it so far, I took one look at it and I could see somebody building an entire BattleTech CRPG in that universe, like in that style, being able to have on-ground gunfights between mech warriors, ground troops, infantry on the ground, and so on, playing out an entire storyline, having all the being able to have conversations with everybody, both inside of ships and on planet, and then when it came time to have a mech battle, transferring through to essentially this. So you'd have your mech warriors go to their mechs, and then you would go into a deployment, and you would go into basically BattleTech. Obviously a new version of BattleTech, but same rules, same basic controls, same interface, same everything. Just shift over to BattleTech, and it would function perfectly. And there hasn't been a BattleTech RPG since the first two BattleTech games, or first two BattleTech MechWarrior games, which was the Crescent Hawks games. So. Alright, that's got rid of about half of the front armor on that thing.
They've got a lock on me.
Warhammer 40k Chaos Gate is good fun too. Yeah, that's another one I need to pick up as well. That one I do mean to buy, I just haven't bought it yet. I missed a really good sale a couple of weeks back, so I'm going to wait for the next one. Actually, we might...
Prepping for jump.
Jump up just for the shoot down. Precision strike. See if we can take out, because I have no real interest in recovering this mech. See if we can get full into the front central armor. And we miss with the PPC, which sucks, but that's one of the guns off.
Reporting critical hit.
Well, there's our Phoenix Hawk. Hey, it just occurred to me, we never got a Phoenix Hawk in the last mission, so this is our first Phoenix Hawk of the stream.
What now?
So perhaps there's not always a Phoenix Hawk. Just most of the time there's a Phoenix Hawk.
Advancing, I guess.
Alright, so the Phoenix Hawk is now going to be the primary target of the lead spitter.
But that hurt.
I have to deal with these. Wrath of the Righteous. Thank you very much. I knew it was the Wrath of the something, I just couldn't remember.
I'm being flanked.
I haven't actually finished that one yet. Thank you very much, Tel.
No.
Disco, jumping up and get some sleep. Alright, you have a good one, mate. Don't worry, the VOD will be here tomorrow. Also, speaking of RPGs, we still need to get onto Wasteland 3 co-op. Yes, we absolutely do. That was surprisingly fun. The little single-player playthrough I did doing a bit of a test on that. Someone needs to make a tally of every time a Phoenix Hawk turns up.
Damage minimal.
At this point, I think it's pretty close to every mission I've ever played, maybe -1 or 2. Ow! That went straight through the rear armor.
Warning. Damage critical.
Yep, straight through the rear armor, and now the light's going to on flank.
Warning. Armor breached.
I fucking hate Phoenix Hawks. And I'm not going to be able to get over to do anything about it at this point. Actually, no, it was a Stinger, it wasn't the Phoenix Hawk. I'm blaming the Phoenix Hawk preemptively for doing shit like that. Alright. Let's stop the Phoenix Hawk from being the one that does it. Precision strike. Rear central. Oof. Ooh.
I need a new target.
Very nice. Very nice.
Damage minimal.
Alright, looks like the disco back's being the whipping boy, so we'll back. Yeah, we took it really bad there. And that's actually a problem. They got 4 points of evasion each, too. Shit. Right. Yeah, our chances of hitting are so low. But we got to sort of try it anyway because we have lost all armor and half of our structure on the back. These two stingers have just nearly killed us.
Targeting rear armor.
Not even enough to punch through the armor.
Yes, Commander. Engaging jump jets.
Need to take out the Wasp before the Wasp gets around to the rear as well and joins the rest. PPC off.
Got the angle. Taking the shot.
Good morning, Buster.
the
How's it
angle
going,
on me.
mate?
Getting banged up real good here.
Standing by.
We need to focus on... I really need to turn around and head for these lights that are flanking us at the moment. We need to take out the objective first. That is probably the best I'm going to be able to do, keeping as much of
Roger
my
that.
rear armor away from these two.
Copy.
Come on.
Critical hit, Commander.
Oh, there we go. At least, at the very least, he's been knocked down. More units still coming in. Oh, you silly bastard.
Damage minimal.
Alright, if I can avoid losing any mechs here, we've got him now. He's got double high level, he's lost all of his leg armor and he's got high level structural damage.
Warning. Armor breached. Internal damage.
Watch the flank.
Hey, he's had 2 turns in a row dumping fire on
I'm
my
taking a pounding.
lead spitter.
Confirmed.
Alright, we're going to attack from that side.
Copy that.
Go for the melee. Upper leg actuated
Critical
destroyed.
hit.
Alright, that'll slow him down a little bit at the very least. I damn near need a mech that's got as much armor on the front as it does on the rear to avoid this from happening. We are right on the back wall of the map at this point.
Engaging physical attack.
Alright, that's one of them. Cool.
Enemy mech destroyed.
Did I ever play Mechanicus? Actually, no. I have it installed. I own it. I have it installed. I just haven't played it. I've been contemplating putting it on the stream as an alternative for BattleTech.
Awaiting orders.
I haven't actually got around to playing it yet. But, yeah, I will be playing it. Yeah, I'm going to risk the side shots. Actually, we should jump. We'll jump and take the evasion. Is what I'm going to do. Get as much there. Right.
We'll go.
I'll give him the attractive rear armor of the Griffin because it's got more armor at the moment. And we are going to hit the building and blow the building out from underneath the Blackjack. And if we've done this right... Yep, that's the Blackjack down. Its legs were critical, so as soon as the building went out from underneath it, the drop killed it. Alright, so now we've just got to deal with the tow rags. Maybe shoot the electrical transformer. They're not within the explosion radius, unfortunately, and my mechs are. Or they're close enough anyways. We will leave. We will ignore the Wasp for the moment. Yeah, I'm going to turn back. Can we get to the... We can't get to the Stinger. I can't get anywhere. Alright, we'll go to there. Our back should be protected by the ridge. The Wasp isn't going to be able to shoot down. Alright, let's pull the SRM-4. Let's pull two of the medium... Actually, no, let's leave the medium lasers in place. We'll pull the SRM-6s as well.
Here we go.
And we've got a Goblin.
That shot got through my armor.
Yeah, right. Too much going on there. We need to pull the lead spitter out, like,
She's not
now.
looking too good. Yep.
Alright, Phantom.
Lifting off.
Now, the Wasp shouldn't be able to cover the distance to us. Oh, yeah, that's not good. Firestarter's more of a concern. Yeah, we're going to just brace.
Damage minimal.
Vox civvies? What civvies? Hey, I'm not paid to preserve the civilians. That's extra. That's a premium. Alright, we will... Actually, I'm going to stay mostly over here. That should be sufficient just to take the building out from underneath it.
Target building destroyed.
The Shadowhawk can melee next turn because that'll take all of its evasion bonuses that it's just earned.
Damage minimal.
Standing by.
Yeah, we will melee from the Griffin.
Moving
That'll
out.
get the Griffin an opportunity to cool
See
down.
how you like this.
And pilot injured, not down though. The vehicles I'm not too concerned about. We can stomp on those. I just need to get the lead spitter out of here before it gets pulled apart. Because he's taking on all of the vehicles
Internal
plus
structure
the
damage.
heaviest mech that's facing at the moment.
Yes, Commander.
Alright, Cerberus, stomp on it and get rid of that one too.
I'd rather use weapons, but...
There we go.
Enemy down.
Oof.
Damage is minor, Commander. Orders?
Alright, how far back can we get you? Not much on... Alright, we are going to do the sprint thing. See if we can break. I don't want to give my rear though. That'll work. We'll go this way. That'll break line of sight to just about everybody.
Double time. Let's go.
Yeah, alright. That's a good disengage. Now we can circle back around and meet up with everybody else.
Warning. Armor low.
Right, going up against an Obsidian Skull Atlas, it had jumped twice each time I knocked the buildings out from under it. Took 400 points of damage and still hadn't opened up its legs. Yeah, well, it's an Atlas. It has a lot of armor to chew through. And there are mods that you can fit to mechs. There's a lot of them in this mod, but there are even in the vanilla game too. I'm not sure what mod set you're using or if you're using one, but they will negate a lot of the fall damage that you can potentially suffer as well. So you can have a mech that's set up that takes very little. They're ideal if you can build an assault mech with jump jets and get a couple of the leg mods. You can DFA one shot just about anything. You just need a particular mech and some particular kit to make it happen. Just overbuilding the legs.
Engaging physical attack.
Kill confirmed, Commander.
Nice. You can build up the melee capabilities of the mechs as well to the point where you do 200 to 300 damage on a melee attack if it lands, which means you can theoretically set a mech up that can punch harder than a precision hit from a Gauss rifle. And then put light weapons onto it that will automatically fire after you've hit the target as well. And that is potentially the heaviest damage mech that you can put together, is actually pure melee build with all the bonuses. So it's quite possible that you're facing an Atlas that's not only packed out in armor, but it's got, leg enhancements as well. Don't you love how this game always put the evac zones where the opponent is? Well, to be fair, if I was the opponent, my first goal would be to try and cut off the enemy and prevent them from escaping. So it kind of makes sense. It's annoying, but it makes sense. Alright, so let's jump. Unknown, unknown. There's the Firestarter. Firestarter's desperately trying to get on a 6. That is a wide run. Yeah, I think we'll jump up to here for the moment.
Affirmative.
And let's... Breaching shot... Oh, no, we got a low chance. We'll breaching shot... No, we'll do the whole lot. We'll put everything in the cycle. Hit the side of the vedette. I need the Wasp to get a little bit closer before I can charge in and start
System
pulling it
holding.
apart.
Standing by. Moving to position.
Oh, that was some terrible shooting. But the structure's finally opened up. Message deleted by Vox. Thank you very much, Vox. I've got to have a look through. I noticed there's some new options in regards to the chat section for when I was playing around with the notifications earlier on today as well. There is an option in there where I can set up keywords that will just automatically be banned and blocked if they're used. Annoying to have to put in, but the bots are so predictable. I might be able to find a couple of things that'll have them automatically nuke themselves. But thank you for catching that one. We jump far enough. We're only going to get to there. Right. Go for the sprint. Wasp has jumped up on a building. So first target next round, we're going to blow the building out from underneath the Wasp. That'll take away its evasion points, and then we can deal with it. Get the disco back to present front, and we'll use the disco to take out the building. I don't think we'll need to cycle everything, so we'll pop one additional medium laser out so we don't put too much heat loading on it.
Engaging target.
There we go. That should get rid of the evasion on the Wasp.
Target building destroyed.
Awaiting orders.
Alright, Apex. Actually, that didn't remove its evasion. It's still got full evasion. Jesus Christ.
Confirmed. Target locked.
That gets one gun out. And now
Reporting
we're in a
vehicle
position
destroyed.
to begin meleeing.
Right here.
Alright, well the obvious one is to stand on the Goblin and
I'll
remove it
try.
from play. Cool. Now we've only got the fire starter on the Wasp left to deal with.
Reporting. Enemy mover down.
Rogue Tech, so yeah, BYW got the mech and it had vibro claws and talons in the legs.
Warning. Armor low.
Vibro claws and talons, Jesus. It really does play with the tech availability in Rogue Tech, doesn't it? Right. Little shit. And I cannot get close enough to hit it. Although, to be fair, with how much armor I've lost on a lead spitter, it's probably an idea that I don't.
Copy that.
Better to stay outside at jump range and just cycle off the guns. Just one of them.
I'm on him.
Just to pop an evasion point off. And then let the rest deal with it. Because if it jumps behind me, it can easily blow straight through what's left of my restructure and kill this mech. And potentially my pilot in it. Engine shielding crit on the
We're all
6-pack.
gonna die.
Now we're going to deal with the 6-pack having that high evasion.
Standing by.
Apex first. Melee attack to the rear of the Wasp.
Ah!
Right arm destroyed. And will we get anything with the laser? Right torso destroyed.
That's gonna hurt.
Right, I will keep Claymore back. Actually, I will leave Claymore right where he is right now, and we will just do standard attack since all his evasion is moved out, and we will cycle every weapon we have at him.
Engaging target.
Come on, land them. There we go. Right. Both legs destroyed. We shot the legs out from underneath it. That leaves the fire starter remaining.
Yes, Commander.
Cerberus. Melee.
If you say so. Going hand to hand, I guess.
Right, that messed up his evasion. Well, it did for a split second. He doesn't shoot the back of the Shadowhawk, he shoots the front of the Hunchback.
Orders?
Okay, I'll go with that. I will go with that. I will... jump the lead spitter up here where it's out of line of sight. And then sensor lock the fire starter.
I've got a sensor lock.
Right. Just go back forward. We've still got plenty of front armor, so that's fine. Heat is going to be an issue, but that's... we're only going to fire... what's our best chance to hit? 24's battle we've got. So we're only going to fire one of the lasers.
Engaging target.
Down to 2.
No damage detected.
Right. Now,
Commander?
Apex. Melee attack.
Copy that. Attempting physical attack.
Missed. But, small laser. All evasion gone,
Right
and now we
here.
bring Cerberus up. We'll go straight
there.
front. Precision strike. We've got no evasion left on the little bloody tow rag. Straight into the center, all weapons. We'll go for the overload as well, because why not? Left leg destroyed.
Critical
We didn't
hit,
quite get
Commander.
through the center torso, but it'll have no front armor left, or it should have very little front armor left.
I'm melting in here.
Confirmed.
Now, both lasers, center torso.
Engaging target.
Ooh. Ah, that was some work. All targets eliminated, sit tight, we can collect you from where you are right now. Nicely done, Commander McEvity. I knew we could count on you. My personal dropship is currently en route to New Reens, where Tyson and we've got static. So we're being jammed, connection lost. So much for keeping in touch with our client. Does the timing of that feel suspicious to anyone else, or is it just me? Oh, it's suspicious, alright, Commander. We've just received a type beam message from the Emerald Dawn, courtesy of Tisa Norcus. You're going to want to see this when we get back. This is another offer to
Mission
switch teams.
successful.
No. No, we are not working for the Capellans. We're going to kill Capellans. Here we are about to finally find true love. Looking for love in all the wrong places. Alright, so we're going to have to do some repairs here. Thankfully, I think these aren't supposed to be consecutive, so we should be fine. Now, probably good that we went for the 2. There was nothing there super impressive to bring back. We'll bring one part of the Hunchback. And we'll grab the Phoenix Hawk component, although that's no mech recovery. Yeah, there's nothing there worth getting. Blackjack, Phoenix Hawk, Stinger. Apparently quantity 2 on the Wasp. Hang on. We might have just recovered another Wasp. Maybe. I'm not sure. We'll find out in a moment. Hearts and Minds 2, high orbit. Here it is, Commander. The message of the Emerald Dawn. Type beam to us from New Reens. Buckle in. It's kind of a doozy. Hello, Davian Pig. Well, get fucked. We're not siding with you. You're a mercenary, I know, but you're taking Cunningham's money. That makes you better than a Davian, and most definitely a pig. If you're willing to wallow on that woman's shit for a paycheck, you deserve nothing but contempt. I'm going to enjoy killing you. I just wanted you to know why you were killing my husband. My people were out gathering hostages, civilians captured from the safe zone beyond the conflict space. I'm calling these wretches civilians because that's what Lady Cunningham considers them. Truth is, they're Queaslings. They've turned their backs on their heritage and embraced Davian rule, and I've got nearly 24 of them right here with me in the heart of New Reens. You're after me, I know. There's no sense in murdering my husband and leaving me in place. I want you to know that you can't kill me, not without knocking over an entire building full of people, including the hostages. That won't look good for Lady Cunningham or for a Davian Masters. Actually, it won't look really good for you, because you just kidnapped a whole bunch of people that turned away from Lao to Davian, and you then use them as human shields. So if they die, that will go on your head. You don't blame the person who shoots the human shield, you blame the person who takes the human shield. So not only are you rude and, you know, a cappy too, which isn't helping you, but you're also a fucking moron. Unless you want to wash your hands of innocent blood, you're going to leave us the hell alone. The other thing is too, have you seen how many buildings I've knocked over recently? Do you think I really care about knocking over another one? Had no luck getting in touch with Lady Cunningham's dropship. I don't know if the Emerald Dawn is jamming our transmission somehow, or if there's something wrong with her dropship's comms. Who knows? Whatever the reason, she isn't picking up, and that means that we can't ask her to clarify how she wants us to handle this. And that puts us between a rock and a hard place. If Tisa Norcus isn't dead before Lady Cunningham's dropship touches down, we're going to be in breach of contract with House Davian. Hell, Norcus may even launch an attack on Cunningham's dropship. I wouldn't put it past her. On the other hand, Norcus just made it impossible for us to complete our mission without also blowing up a building and killing a couple of dozen innocent civilians. We blew up like 6 buildings in the last thing, and there's no way known that city was evacuated beforehand. I don't care. Yeah, it's a shit sandwich. We all get the picture. Accept the collateral damage and attack Norcus's position. Secure the area, but leave the building standing. No. Accept the collateral damage and attack Norcus's position. Lady Cunningham said killing Norcus was imperative. Hostages or no hostages, that's what we're here to do. Yep, we are. Screw the cappies. Roger that, Commander. I don't like it, but I agree with it. It's what we need to do. Well, I don't even care if you agree with it. And I say a prayer for the innocent souls we've just condemned. I'm sorry, Commander. I understand the necessity of this. This doesn't make it any less wrong. It is what it is. And we did. We recovered a Wasp. Okay, so most valuable one is the A model. We will build the A model and sell it. So that's a bonus. There was actually 3 parts of a Wasp there that recovered. Alright, and we don't have to deploy straight away, so it means I can take a bit of a break and we can fix up all of our mechs and make sure we've got them all in order, good and shiny, because we're going to need that. Repair, and we'll get a repair going on the disco back, and we need to refit the lead spitter again. It's becoming a bit of a thing at the moment. Repair all, and we actually didn't lose any FGs, we only just lost one of the jump jets. So that could have been a lot worse. 20,000 in 2 days. Cool.
Logged and noted.
Urban restructuring in the 31st century, BattleTech style? Yes. Are things improving enough there that you can do flying circus flyouts again? I did a flying circus flyout last week, actually. I was a little bit late showing up, but I got there. And yes, absolutely can. It's a matter of whether or not I can stream them. I'd like to, but I don't know if I'll be able to. But I can definitely record them and fly them out. I was actually in full VR and the rest for last weekend, or was it the weekend before? The last fly out on the unprofessional server. It was good. It was real good. Man, I haven't seen this game in a hot minute. Kind of makes me want to pick it up again myself. Jordan, this is one of the games that I always have installed on. It has gone down alongside XCOM Terror from the Deep as the second game that must be installed on every single PC that I own. I have to have this game installed on. It's just one of those games. They almost got this, for what they were trying to achieve, they almost got this game perfect. Almost. Not only human shields, she actively antagonizes the mercenaries to come in swinging, makes it even worse. Yeah, exactly. All we've got to do is play that transmission back to the general population, and she and the Cappies are the worst. Well, the population already hates them. It's only going to get worse for them. Saving civvies is not in my contract? Exactly. This lead spitter, what is it made for? Okay, so the lead spitter is specifically built... the lead spitter does seem to eat a lot of damage on the regular. Okay, so the lead spitter... Actually, I can't view it again now. It's a purpose-built fire starter. 6 MGs, 2 medium lasers. Jump jets, quad jump jets, with a pilot that is as highly skilled as they can possibly get, dedicated to basically recon and piloting capability. So what you get as a machine, it's not so much that it's tanking damage. If you look at the evasion chevrons, or the evasion pips that I'm getting on the side, the little arrows that turn up next to the name after I make a movement turn, this thing will at minimum have 4, it's usually up around 5 or 6, after every single turn. Each one of those, every time an enemy mech attacks it, rather than those shots hitting, the shots still do have a very small chance to hit, but each one of those chevrons gives a massive bonus to the mech's ability to evade. And after a mech fires at it, one of those chevrons disappears. It's built to not be hit in the first place. Its armor isn't anything impressive. If anything actually hits it, it tends to do damage. It's just that most of the damage that you see heading towards it never hits it in the first place. As for the rest of it, what it's designed to do, the 2 medium lasers are designed to peel off armor, particularly in the rear of anything, including up to enemy assault mechs. The rear armor is always thinner on a battle mech. And then all MGs have a critical bonus damage when deployed against mech internals. So if you take an MG shot to armor, it doesn't do a lot of damage. But once the armor is gone and you get shots going internal, they get critical damage bonuses to internal components. And there's 6 MGs on this thing. So every single turn, I'm dumping 6 weapons into an exposed area, and each one of them is getting critical bonus rolls on all of the internal components within that area, which is why this thing kills so many mechs. Once I've pulled the armor off the target, it can drop in and in one turn can rip the reactor, ammunition, weapon systems, targeting systems, the gyro, everything, including the pilot, out of the mech. It's a mech killer. It's particularly designed for killing light mechs, because in melee it will do a melee attack which will remove 1 evasion chevron from an enemy light mech, and then it will automatically fire all of its 6 machine guns as well, which will rip up a light mech even if its internals aren't exposed, but will also remove a 2nd chevron. But against medium and heavy and even an assault mech, this thing, if you can open up the enemy's armor, will kill them in 1 or 2 turns. It just pulls the spine out of them. It's frankly one of the most dangerous mechs I have. I've got nearly 300 jump jets. Might consider sell 1 or 2, but that's my reserve stock just in case I need them. I have to watch and see if I can get some of them and the times right between Texas and Australia. Oh, one of those games, huh? I can definitely see what you mean. I have fond memories, and I'd say Ace Combat 7 is kind of that game for me. I enjoyed Ace Combat, but it's not something that I would have installed on everything. One of those games that I have to have installed has to be the kind of game that I can have a coffee in one hand, a mouse in the other, and can just completely chill and just enjoy playing. Ace Combat I get a little too involved in for that. I tend to find strategy and turn-based games tend to go that way. So it's, XCOM, Terror from the Deep, BattleTech, XCOM Remake there for a while as well.
Job's done, Commander.
The first remake I quite enjoyed. Got to run through XCOM 2 again. The last time I have not actually completed XCOM 2 before. However, I didn't try and complete XCOM 2 until all the expansions came out for it. And as soon as the last expansion came out for it, that's when I did my big playthrough for it. I got all the way to the last mission where you take on the final boss for God, what's his name? He's one of the expansion bosses. And the game crashed. And when I reloaded the game, because there was an instability problem with the expansion pack, when I reloaded the game, I found that it had corrupted the save, and I lost the entire thing, because I was playing on a hardcore save. So when the save went and was corrupted, I lost the entire playthrough. And I lost it on the last mission, and I reckon I was less than 3 turns away from completing the game. And that kind of pissed me off, so I never went back to play it again. I think I've got it installed at the moment, but yeah, I've never actually completed it. Mercenary Review Board, Compelling Confederation. Darius brings the thorny issue to the daily briefing. Commander, our relationship with the Compelling Confederation has been steadily degrading. Gee, I wonder why. I kill them on almost every opportunity. Yang grins, we do keep kicking their asses for money, probably related. Darius nods, just so, purely business. But they're not convinced. As a result, the Mercenary Review Board has invited us to sit down with Lao Envoy to discuss the situation. He pauses to let that sink in. They're waiting for us right here. No. Attend the meeting and defend yourself to the MRB. Ignore the request.
I need a diagnostic on a primary docking column.
I've actually never got one of these before. Attend the meeting and try and improve relations. No, I don't care about these guys. Attend the meeting and defend yourself to the MRB. A viable option, but I shouldn't have to do that. Or just ignore the request. While I don't care what the Cappies think, I'm quite happy to continue killing them. You can't really piss off the Mercenary Review Board, so we will do the middle option and see what happens. When you arrive with Darius and all your logbooks at the local MRB offices, the envoy from the Compelling Confederation is already there and already complaining. After she finishes her lengthy grievances, the Review Board agent walks the table through every conflict both sides participated in. You make your case with reference to varied historical records. The House Lao representative grows increasingly agitated listening to your defense. Finally, she abruptly ends the meeting and storms from the room. The Review Board agent's forehead furrows. Commander, the MRB will reject the complaint filed by the Compelling Confederation. It is my suspicion that this may not be the end of the issue for you. You lose 3 reputation points with the Compelling Federation. Oh, I'm shedding a tear. I'm so upset by that. Fuck the Cappies. MRB, like Yelp for mercs. What, are there suddenly rules we got to follow? Yes, there always are. The Mercenary Review Board, or the MRB, is... I guess they're kind of sort of an attaché to Comstar. And they are the ones who sanction missions for mercenaries across the entirety of the Inner Sphere. If you want to run a mercenary company in the Inner Sphere, you will take your missions from the Review Board. the various factions that want to hire mercenaries within the inner sphere. That's essentially they post their jobs to the MRB. The MRB assesses them and then makes them available, and then you select whichever ones that you want to do. And yes, there are very strict rules of war in the BattleTech universe in regards to it, mostly enforced by Comstar, who, well, as we've established, they're kind of arseholes, but they have all the money, and they also control everybody's ability to speak to one another. They control about half the dropships, they have most of the warships, and they have mechs that the Inner Sphere forgot existed in their stockpiles. So nobody argues with them too much. Deep Rock Galactic is probably a sit-down and chill game right now. You know, I still haven't played that. It's on Game Pass. I'll have to install that on and have a look. That on Tabletop Simulator. Tabletop Simulator, I need somebody to play with. XCOM 2 corrupted my save file and I lost interest in it entirety. So you had the same thing happen. Yeah, it was a bug with it early on. I don't know whether or not it's been fixed since. I would most certainly hope so. I should probably come back and give it another crack. But, yeah. Shipbreaker for me. Shipbreaker is a good chill game. I'm still kind of disappointed they've done the full release now and there's still no VR support. That game was crying out for VR support. VR Shipbreaker would have been fantastic. Xander, speaking of XCOM, have you looked into Terra Invicta? It was made by the same people. Yep, I've had it installed on. I've had a bit of a tinker with it. Ran into a couple of little glitches, nothing major. It's just been a matter of finding enough time to play. But yes, I have. I like everything that I see. I like how the space battles work. It's a little odd to get used to, and I won't by any means claim to be an expert in it. Yeah, we're going to have to pay the bills.
Ready to go?
I won't by any means claim to be an expert in the space battles. I've only played through a few of them, and I've never successfully completed a campaign in it yet so far. But I do like the concept, and I'm definitely going to put some more time into it. And that's all my pilots up. Cool. All mechs should now be repaired. You're supposed to pop that up for me, Darius. Okay, cool. Get the flashpoint active. Alright, Hearts and Minds. Number 2, reputation status. We are very, very, very honoured by the Federated Suns. 10% store discount plus 15% jobs payout. And we can do basically anything we want. We need to go to a little bit further though, I think. Alright, so let's continue. Happy Wombat, what did I miss? Nothing much so far, just starting up the, we're just about to complete this playthrough, this campaign. 28342, Urban Environment, Destroy Base. Base Destruction Mission. Yeah, 28, because we're going to, most of the defenses, or most of the difficulty in this one will be in turrets. We shouldn't have too many mechs, so anything more than 28 is not required. And yet we still got the same tonnage limits. Yeah, we've still got no other real viable options. Alright, we'll stay with the loadout we've got. We don't really have anything else. We can swap out we've got our long range Wolverine, the 4J Hunchback. And that's the other Griffin, which isn't a very good one. Yeah, there's not really a lot of other options here. Yeah, we'll stick with that. Not compelling, not compelling reputation, anything but that. Yeah, Comstar, pay your sea bills, bucko. Yeah, that's pretty much. I'm not a fan of Comstar, but you got to respect their grift. You have to respect the grift. Now, if I remember right, it was the Wolf's Dragoons that set up the Mercenary Review Board. No, I think they existed beforehand, but they became integrated in. The Review Board has been a thing for a fairly long time, even prior to Dragoon's arrival. The Wolf's Dragoons did centralize a planet for the MRB to operate from, though. Because they set up Outreach. Is it Outreach? Yes, I think it's Outreach. And they set that up as essentially the mercenary homeworld. And the MRB and everything else wound up being based there, and pretty much every single major mercenary faction in the Inner Sphere wound up essentially having hangars there at one point.
Command interface initiated.
But yeah, I'm pretty sure the MRB existed long before they showed up, though. I'm always up to play with, but time zones and me are just being a bit random. Yeah, I can understand that. Alright. You Davian masters aren't going to like this scum. There are 24 flag-waving Federation citizens in here who are going to wind up in pieces if you don't stand down now. Oh, you sound scared. That's a damn shame, but if you want to hide behind human shields, we're in no position to stop you. What we can do is keep you from making any more victims. Nothing will change if you kill me. You may have us outgunned, but we're fighting for our home. Whatever happens today, the Emerald Dawn will live on. You don't get it, do you? We don't care whether your political movement survives or not. You're a paycheck to us. Yes, there it is. Mercenary pig, you believe in nothing, and I will reduce you to nothing. I do believe in something, thank you very much. Money. It's a thing you can believe in. Also, what's the old Marines joke? You know, travel to new places, meet new people, and kill them. All right, so medium corporate buildings, large corporate buildings. So these are our primary targets here. This should be a garrison in the middle. Only the 4 buildings. That one hasn't got a health bar on it. I think it's only 4 buildings. That shouldn't... Actually, I can see exactly why they put a weight description on this. If you let me bring 3 or 4 75-ton mechs in here... Oh, no, we missed one down here. We could annihilate this entire map from range.
Moving to position.
Copy.
Acknowledge, Commander.
Hi Mags, I've been streaming your games and it made me pick it up myself this week. Still in vanilla, went to download BEX mod, looks way better, highly addictive but fun to play. Yeah, BEX is definitely an improvement that I recommend. But when you first pick up, I have said, play through vanilla a little bit first. Because the game does play similar enough. BEX makes everything a little bit more complex. There's a lot more to it. It models the internals of your mechs. It significantly ups the difficulty level. It'll be easier to learn to play and understand the base rules in vanilla. And then once you've got a hang of it, you've completed a campaign, maybe you've completed a career or 2, and you're looking for something a little bit more, yeah, jump into BEX or BattleTech Advanced and load them on, and then you can play through, with those two, you can play through the storyline. Your third option is RogueTech, which is... It's got more to it, but it doesn't follow the storyline or the timelines at all. It's kind of just a grab bag for the tabletop, which is fine. But yeah, I like playing the BattleTech universe stories.
On the move.
Which is why we were discussing earlier on, we might have to consider either a second campaign starting up or potentially bringing this one to a close soon. Because we've got 10 years that are a bit of a lull before the clan invasion from where we are at the moment, I think. 10 or 15 years from where we are currently.
Your order, Skipper.
And I'd like to get things moving on that. I'm actually feeling the itch to kill some clanners, so... And, you know, well, not just kill them, steal all their stuff as well. Right, so I'm going to bring the lead spitter around here.
You got it.
So yes, again, for those who may not understand what they're seeing on this, you have your armor and your health, your internal structure on the bars here. The indicator that's blue over here indicates that these mechs are currently under the cover of ECM, and then you have these little chevrons pointing to the right here. These are your evasion pips, which is what I've been referring to. As your mech moves around, the further it can move in a single turn, the more of these it'll get. And this will vary on the weight class of the mech, the actual speed capability of the mech, which does vary from chassis to chassis, as well as the capability of the pilot. A more skilled pilot can earn more of these, and a fully skilled 10-point pilot is capable of moving the mech and actually retaining all of their evasion pips in between turns, which makes them even harder to hit. These are what is saving the lead spitter when it's taking hits. It's not actually being hit, it's losing the evasion pips because it's maneuvering too fast. It's a light mech and it's moving very quickly with a very skilled pilot who's essentially dancing through the middle of the battlefield, dodging shots. And that's how it operates. Alright, so, do a sensor lock. What are
I've
you?
got a sensor lock.
It is a Wolverine. Okay. So we've got some tonnage here to deal with. Intel says, I believe in my wallet. Yep, that works. For a mercenary, that works. Now, what is the best way to do this? We have turrets here. Turret there. 3 mechs spotted so far. And my drink is dry and my mouth is dry as well. I might actually have to step away for just a split second here, guys, and grab a quick drink. See, these 3, we can't see any... Outside of the mechs, there's no turrets based around these buildings. So if we can get down here into these trees, clear out these mechs, we can destroy this building and probably pop these 2 without really being overly exposed to the turrets. And that only leaves these 2 buildings to take out next. Although it still might be better to pass through this way and then just pop the turrets. Although we can't see if there's more over here. Yeah, I think I'm going to try and avoid the turrets a little. Yeah, we'll see if we can get down here and take these ones first. Alright, disco back sprint.
Aye, aye.
You know, we will just stand and sprint
We'll
the
go.
Griffin up to bring the ECM into position.
Hey,
And we'll try and
Moving
clear the
to
entire
position.
mech group out in a single shot so they stay under cover.
Skipper,
Alright. 5 evasion pips, and we will be able to identify this mech. And it's a Shadowhawk. Alright.
I'm on him.
Enemy structure is weakening.
I'm here. Okay, let's go. Engaging.
Structure down.
Alright, first
It's
building's
history.
down. Alright, and we do have a turret over here. And yep, four mech defenses, four mech defenders. Turret here. And there's likely some on the other side. Alright, so the turret defenses are going to be the main thing. So now we need to bait these mechs out. And we're going to get the Griffin around here.
Confirmed.
So they can get the side on. -1 evasion, so Shadowhawk just took a shot at us. We lost one of the evasion pips, but nothing actually landed on the mech. Right. That's probably the best shot. We've got enough armor on the front of this thing. We only have to worry about lights getting into our rears. And I don't think there's going to be too many of those, although that is a wasp. Only 4% chance to hit the head. Still, it might be worth the attempt. Since we're going to do an alpha strike anyway, see whether or not we can decapitate this thing and just get it out of our way as quickly as possible. Actually, a few of those look like they actually hit. Although no injuries to the pilot, so they can't have hit hard if they did.
Sensor lock detected. Damage minimal.
Was OG Tabletop even played against one of the creators and got my clock cleaned in the process? Nice. So RT has all the toys that I want. Yeah, RogueTech's thing. What RogueTech has that BattleTech Extended and BattleTech Advanced doesn't. It has all of the... RogueTech is essentially a giant toy box. It has every single piece that exists that can be deployed for the BattleTech universe that you would find in the tabletop game, and the rule set that is probably closest overall to the tabletop. So if you're looking for something where the lore itself isn't a primary driving factor, and you're looking for just the ability to simulate as close as you possibly can to having a digital version of the tabletop, short of using Tabletop Simulator as an option, RogueTech's fantastic. That's exactly what it does, exactly what it was built for. My preference leads towards BEX and BTA, BattleTech Advanced, because it does follow the storyline, and I'm a massive lore nerd. I love me lore, and I love the fact that I can play through all of it. I'm looking forward. As I said, I want to play through the clan invasion. And BattleTech Extended goes all the way up to the start of the FedCom Civil War, and then once I start on BattleTech Advanced, I can actually play through the entirety of the FedCom Civil War all the way up to the Ilklan era.
Lifting off.
With appropriate...
Enemy reinforcements detected.
Pretty deep in Emerald Dawn territory, Commander. 5, I'll get you 10 areas crawling with hostiles, so keep our eyes peeled. Alright, that's not good. Alright, so I'm risking here. What I've just done is... It's not smart, although that's giving me a targeting line off a building, so it's not that bad. I've just presented my back to all the enemy units up here and all their turrets. And the Firestarter, the Lead Spitter, the Firestarter does not have a lot of armor. But I'm betting 5 evasion pips will keep me alive for a turn. And then what I can do, precision strike, straight into the lower back. And hopefully we'll rip the arsehole out of this Shadowhawk.
Here we go.
LRM explosion, right torso destroyed, right arm destroyed. Yeah, that's what I was hoping for. That thing's basically rooted. I'm not concerned about the Wasp for the moment, so long as we keep it off flank.
Advancing, I guess.
And we can punch straight into the side. So you see, that round there, even though the back had not been touched, it's only got 9 armor points remaining on one torso, 19 on the center lower torso, and the entire right-hand side was completely destroyed. That's what the Firestarter does.
Alright.
Or the lead spitter configuration of the Firestarter does. That's all it's designed to do. There, the changes are made to the evasion actually made lights worthwhile in the middle game again. Yep, that is the rules that they've implemented to improve lights are essentially lifted almost completely from the tabletop. So the lights react closer to do what they do on the tabletop than they do in vanilla. And that change alone makes lights viable all the way up to when you've got assault mechs. In some cases, the right light mech with the right pilot is better than an Atlas. And I say that as somebody who loves an Atlas. Just because of the mobility, the ability to scout, recon, and what it can do if they get into the rear. And the Firestarter is one of the best mechs for this particular role.
All weapons committed.
You should be done. Cool. You are done. Alright, so that gets you out of play.
Destroyed.
That's one of their heaviest mechs taken out.
Warning. Armor breached. Internal damage.
Commander?
Alright, Apex in the Griffin. Now, 4 evasion pips. So we're going to have to strip you next. You're going to be a pain. Nobody really did any significant engagement on the lead spitter. So he's still fine. Yeah, we're going to have to engage the Wolverine. We've also got to engage the ones to our rear here. We are not going to be able to get to within melee range, unfortunately. We can, but we can require a DFA, which we really, really don't want to do. God, in amongst those boxes is a pain.
We'll go.
Alright, so 3-point jump. Small laser, and we'll keep the SRMs in, even though they've got a fairly low chance to hit.
Affirmative.
Alright, that gets rid of a lot of his cover as well. Especially the lead spitter variant, don't have to worry as much about heat with the MGs over the flamers. Yep. And it's all about that critical internal bonus as well. Not only are they really easy to manage. Alright, this is actually
Mama can hit harder than
a
that.
potential problem. Yeah, not only is it easier to handle the...
Getting banged up real good here.
There goes all of my evasion pips, and now everything else is getting a shot. We got sensor locked. Ah, shit.
I'm taking a pounding.
Fuck, those backup mechs only came in one turn. And we're going to get swarmed with lights again.
Orders?
What is our jump range now? Oh, that kicked the shit out of our jump range. Oh, this is a pain. I need to do this, but I'm going to be giving... Still giving rear armor to the enemy.
I'm on him.
And miss with everything. Jesus. DCS
Watch
Black
my
Shark
six.
3 just dropped. Eh.
I can't take much more of this.
What did they update with Black Shark 3? The KA-50 and the KA-52's ability to be shot down by manpads increased by a significant amount. It seems like an appropriate change. You know, I have the Black Shark. I've never really bothered. I've learnt to fly it once, but not super well. And I never really fell in love with it.
Engaging physical attack.
Although I think that might have also been a bit of a combination of the environments that were available at the time that I was learning to fly it.
Yes, Commander.
Ah, damn it. These little shits are just going to be a pain in my ass, aren't they?
Confirmed.
Yep, just constantly in my rear arc.
Target's taken a critical hit.
Yeah, we're actually in a little bit of a trouble here.
Damage minimal.
These small mechs are just tying us up with extremely high levels of invasion, and they're constantly ripping at our rear armor and forcing us back. These mechs are moving slow, and they're hitting us with long-range weapons. These are high-weight mediums to heavies at the very least.
I'm here.
And we don't have the tonnage to be able to tank everything, and I can't sprint through them all and just pop the buildings, because we've got 4 visible turrets, likely another one on the other side of the building for 5, and there is most likely going to be at least 2 more on the back of the building. Like the platform the buildings are on here as well. So if we roll through, we just get our asses ripped open by everything. What a shit of a mission.
What now?
I'm just going to have to pull everything back here and cluster up. Let's pull...
Not your lucky day.
Come on, kill it. I need one of them, and we still don't kill it.
That looked like a critical hit.
Hey Jeffrey, welcome to the stream.
Sensor lock.
Another sensor lock on the lead spitter.
Damage minimal.
Confirmed.
God, I don't really want to do this, but I don't have a choice.
Affirmative.
We're not going to have any evasion pips. Miss with the melee, 1 down. So on 3, MG's fire. No major damage, 2 evasion pips down.
Help, I'm getting flanked.
Right.
Aye, aye.
Hey,
Cerberus can turn and melee the Wasp, and hopefully that'll kill it.
I'd rather use weapons, but...
Thank you. Alright, one of them down.
I got him.
They got a lock on me.
Another sensor lock, again on the lead spitter.
Awaiting orders.
The AI is not stupid, it's targeting the right mech. Of all the mechs I've got here, it is the one that I need most mobile at the moment, because it's the one that I can use to pull down lights. Let's do a precision strike, because I need the accuracy bonus. We're going to go straight for the torso.
Target confirmed. Reporting critical hit.
Well, we kind of removed the cover there, which isn't ideal, but we did knock down the mech. Alright, got to get Claymore. Pull back out of direct line of sight. At least direct line of sight to most of these. Center torso, alpha strike with everything, precision strike. We need to kill the Wolverine as fast as possible. And it looks like we may have made it through the armor,
Enemy mech. Critical damage detected.
but not enough to kill. Another sensor lock.
I've been
2
central
sensor
locked.
locks.
Damage minimal.
I have an Apache for that kind of attack helo. The Hind style of attack helo is a bit more interesting to me. Yeah, I still don't have the Hind or the Apache. I will pick them up at some point. Just haven't got them yet.
Yep.
Shit. Yeah, I need to disengage fully. Yeah, that's probably not going to work. Yeah, the ideal thing is here, I actually need these guys to get out of where they are, but they're not. Because they're sitting out here in the open, I can do the melee attacks on them that will get the kills. But for the next turn, every single mech and turret in this entire map is going to have direct fire options on my mechs. So we can't do it. I actually can't risk without... I can't take the kill without risking losing a mech.
Engaging jump jets.
God, that loss of jump jet really does pull this thing up a bit. Right, drop and brace. that in, tucked in behind the building. Stinger, and we have nearly called out the Wolverine. Chances of hitting it are pretty low though. Cycle off 2 mediums for the turn. See if we can pop the Stinger. If we get lucky.
Engaging target.
Gyro crit, but not enough to kill.
Enemy mech. Critical damage detected.
And not enough to make the pilot bail out, so he's going to get back up and maneuver again. Although he's lost a leg, so he's going to be slower. Mission looks dicey. Yeah, this is not good, and we don't know what these are yet. But I have a feeling they're going to be something in the 50 to 55 ton range, 3 of them, which is after having to deal with this garrison, it's not ideal. So we can jump back a little bit further. Can we go back? Yeah, 4 pips. 4 pips would be better.
Lifting up.
Alright, and we will
Welcome.
cycle that. Right, cool. That gets rid of the other tow rag.
Hostile eliminated.
Now we just got to pop the Wolverine. DFA. That was a brave move. Destroyed its own legs pulling off a DFA. The AI doesn't do DFA all that often.
Yes, Commander.
I'm actually kind of impressed. Like, it's not going to stop me from killing it, but
I'll try.
center torso. I suppose actually looking at that, it didn't really have a lot
Roger
to
that.
lose. That didn't kill it.
Critical hit, Commander.
You're shitting me. Alright, we're going to need Enforcer. Something with a
That all you
PPC. Griffin. And everything's onto the lead spitter.
They got a sensor lock on me.
That means about to get a happy ending, it looks like. Not if I can avoid it, but the fucking game's not making it easy with everything trying to alpha the lightest mech that I have.
Internal structure damaged.
Yeah, no shit.
Orders.
Ow.
10-4.
Lead spitter's nearly gone. How the fuck did that survive? And he misses with one of his 2 shots.
Internal structure damage.
Hey Mags, what's a decent medium heavy mech to mount an AC-20 in? Currently using a Hunchback, but the rest of my Lance is around 65 to 70 tons. Honestly, the Hunchback's really the only one. It's the only one that stands out, and it's purpose built to carry an AC-20. And it's fairly well armored overall as well. Okay, well if I... That doesn't really get me a decent angle on it though.
Standing by.
Apex. We jump Apex over. You can get a shot, and maybe you, after the third time, will actually be able to get through the front of this thing and finally
Roger
fucking
that.
kill it.
Kill confirmed,
Finally!
Commander.
Target neutralized.
No armor on its back, and it takes 3 mechs to kill it. We are getting rooted in the dice rolls here.
Warning. Armor breached. Internal damage.
Great. Alright. So we got an Enforcer and 2 unknowns. And the Enforcer's going to have high evasion pips the whole way through.
Right here.
So I need to cool down. Kind of separated here as well, which is not great. Get 2 pips, but that's going to pull me out of weapons range. Anything beyond that, I'm not going to be able to reliably hit. Yeah, just might have to tank it for a turn. Just move the step back. And SRM's off. We're only going to actually cycle 1 of the medium lasers. Keep it as light as possible to bleed heat. I just want to peel an evasion pip off the Enforcer.
Affirmative. Of course, I missed.
Centurion isn't bad for an AC-20 as well. I would never put an AC-20 in a Centurion. Oh, what a waste. You use almost all your tonnage on that weapon, and because the mech isn't built for it, it's built for close-in melee fighting with a couple of relatively short-range weapons options. It is fantastic in that kind of a role. Put an AC-20 in it, ruins it. Yeah, I would rather not field the AC-20 than put it in a Centurion. Shit. These 3 grouped. It's not a great deal I can do here. Yeah, I'm just going to have to pull back out of cover and cool down for a turn. I love it when missiles go through buildings, but my shots don't, so the buildings block me, but... yeah, indirect fire isn't blocked by the buildings for the enemy. That's always fun. Alright, so I'm going to sprint out again. We're not going to sprint, we're just going to move normally. Bring it down.
Location confirmed.
Here. And then use the sensor lock.
Sensors locked on.
Right. We still haven't ID'd the other 2 mechs. The other 2 mechs have not been visible to us at any point in time. Alright, so all evasion gone. This could be a mistake, but we'll see how this goes. Alright, we got a Valkyrie, and we still can't see the 3rd mech. Precision strike. I'm going to swing straight for the center torso. All weapons fired. Let's load some heat up onto the disco back and see if we can peel the front off this thing.
Engaging target.
We didn't even get through the armor. And it's a Griffin.
Awaiting orders.
Alright.
Roger that.
Again, precision strike. We nearly cut through the center of this thing. PPC, 2 SRM6s. This is going to heat load us up, but we'll be melee next round one way or another. Injury avoided. It's got protection on the
Standing
cockpit
by.
to prevent pilot death and pilot injuries.
Moving to position.
All weapons on. Again, hitting the enforcer. Structure exposed. Alright, so 3 alpha strikes and we're finally through its armor.
They've got a lock on me.
Four evasion pips instantly.
Indicator shows minimal damage.
Confirmed.
Alright, Phantom.
I'm there.
3 pips, pull back in. Suppose we could try and take the Griffin next. We haven't really got the points to keep pushing, but that the Enforcer's just backed right off. Alright, we'll sensor lock the Griffin because we can see it. Valkyrie's in our rear armor.
Barely hit.
Alright, melee and then cooldown.
Engaging physical attack.
And then small laser fires. Alright, that's all of the Griffin's evasion pips stripped.
Aye, aye.
Alright. We have not got a lot of evasion to play with here. We really need to do the whole melee thing ourselves anyway. Rear armor's still good. Valkyrie was mainly using flamers. No. We don't want to do a DFA. Melee attack on the Griffin.
Moving to position. Ugh.
Yeah.
Right here.
Wasn't expecting too much out of that, but that's fine. And it's going to be Cerberus in the 6-pack. I'm giving another precision strike to. We actually haven't gotten through the front armor on this thing yet. God, this thing's got a lot. Well, dump it all again.
Okay, firing everything.
Alright, AC-10, ammo explosion. Right torso destroyed, right arm destroyed,
That looks
pilot
like a
injured.
critical
That time the cockpit protection didn't save him.
They've got a sensor lock on me.
I'm okay for now.
orders?
Right. I really can't afford to do that. I want to.
Move order received.
But I can't bring the lead spitter forward at the moment unless I'm guaranteed a kill. Valkyrie, Enforcer, Griffin. Now I have to make the... The Enforcer took the big hit. The Griffin... Yeah, we'll put it on the Griffin.
Got a lock.
They're getting the angle on me.
Right, best way to do this... Which is probably, actually, all things considered... What are my options here? I can get the rear of the Griffin, but I'm exposing my own rear in the process. I really need to keep my rear as protected as I possibly can. Not that I've got a huge amount of options. Back it up and switch the disco back over to the Enforcer and just pummel the front of this thing at point blank range. And again, we didn't get through the front of that thing's armor. That thing's nuts.
What's the flank?
It's like it's getting invasion rolls even when it's got no evasion.
Yes, Commander.
Jump the Griffin back.
Affirmative. Scored a critical hit.
Finally. Alright, he's out.
Standing by.
Our rear armor in the 6-pack is good, so the 6-pack can come around the
On my
corner.
way.
And he can play shirt front against the Valkyrie. SRM's out. We'll just cycle the medium lasers. We'll actually lose some heat here.
Engaging.
They've got a lock on me.
They've got a sensor lock on me.
We might be alright. If I can get rid of these two mechs without losing anything, we should be fine to start popping the turrets.
Yep.
Alright.
I got you.
Get it around to the rear here. And again, we'll do a sensor lock. We will sensor lock the Griffin. That halves its evasion points. Yeah, I'm actually impressed with how much armor that Enforcer had up front. That took a lot to get through. Yeah, that should be fine, I think.
Yes, Commander.
Commander?
Get in first. It really needs to be Apex that gets around.
Affirmative.
PPC out, small laser in. Actually, we'll pull everything out except the small lasers.
Firing at enemies 6.
I'm doomed. Doomed.
Doomed. Okay. So I'm actually getting really into this fight here, working out how we can pull the rest of these cappies apart. Yeah, Valkyrie has to go now. Disco back, small laser is the only thing in cycle. Melee attack from the side.
Engaging physical attack.
Right arm destroyed.
Right here.
Alright, Cerberus in on the 6-pack. Again, we'll go from the rear. Melee attack with all evasion removed.
I'd rather use weapons, but...
And we missed. Yeah, now the turret's firing will hit the side armor. And their Griffin should be suppressed enough to not be a problem. Right arm destroyed on the Hunchback. That's one of our medium lasers gone,
Weapon
so
system destroyed.
not a super big concern. We've got spares of those.
I got you.
Sensor lock back
I've got
on
a
that
sensor
Griffin,
lock.
down to 2 evasion.
Standing by.
And just jumps straight out of visual and detection range, so we can't get it. Alright, precision strike, lower back. PPC's got a pretty low chance to hit. We'll just use the small laser and the SRM6s.
Got the angle. Taking the shot.
Alright, engine shielding crit. That's going to mess up
Reporting
its heat.
critical hit.
Yes, Commander.
Now, the 6-pack can't actually get there.
Standing by.
Well, that narrows down that fight. I can't actually get there at all to be able to engage. Alright, very well. Looks like we chase after the Valkyrie then. And because of its evasion, we have bugger all chance of actually hitting with anything here, but we'll do the attack anyway.
Target.
Again, bugger all chance of actually hitting with anything, but we'll cycle it up anyway.
Target.
They've got a sensor lock on me.
Now the turrets are going to be the problem. Shredder turrets and LRMs just constantly raining on us.
Orders.
Alright. And we can't jump far enough to actually get our MGs in range. Where can I move? Where I've got a shot. There I've got a shot. 4 pips.
Order
And I'll have the
acknowledged.
right mostly exposed. It's not what I'm after with against a Griffin, but we'll take it.
Copy that.
And only 1 hits. Best bet will pull me back here into the tree line so I get the 20% damage bonus increase. And, well, we're here to knock down buildings, so let's knock down a building.
Engaging target. Target building destroyed. Warning. Enemy in rear arc.
Yep, Griffin into the back of the disco back again.
Right here. I'm there.
6-pack up and close. All its evasion pips have been knocked out.
Copy that. Firing Alpha Strike. Critical hit, Commander.
Not enough.
Aye, aye.
We'll do
On
it
the
again.
move.
81% chance. Yeah, we'll do that. Hit it with everything.
Scored a critical hit.
How are these kits not killing these mechs? It had nothing left on the back end, and it survived a direct 2 SRM 6 hits and a PPC hit to the rear, with no armor and basically no structure remaining. The amount of tankiness these mechs are taking out is putting an Atlas to shame.
Warning. Detecting mech warrior injury. Warning. Weapon system destroyed.
Confirmed.
Yeah, I cannot get up there to assist. Best I can do is reserve, wait till one of them moves so I can use the
Yep.
4 evasion pips again.
Yes, Commander.
I can't actually melee it either. Where it's sitting there at the moment, it will not let me melee. I can only move up and shoot it.
Rear armor it is. Target
Still not dead. Oh no, pilot finally ejected. Alright, now
Confirmed.
Phantom.
Copy that.
Move up and sensor lock.
Sensors locked on.
Melee attack.
Engaging physical attack. Enemy mech. Critical damage detected.
Will that be enough to finally take this thing out? Nope. Pilot's still going.
Standing by. If you say so.
We'll pull out 2 of the SRMs.
Here we go.
There we go.
Got him.
Alright, that has been, like, that was nuts. That was absolutely nuts.
Affirmative.
Holy hell.
Awaiting orders.
Alright, so now we're going to get up and pop 2 more buildings, and we finally have this complete. Claymore, I think I'm going to go park, as much as you've still got most of the guns, I think I'm going to go park Claymore over here somewhere, so he can
Full throttle.
weep in what remains of the disco back.
Right here.
Cerberus will be pretty good to advance, I think, so... That gets us 4.
Copy.
And yeah, I'm going to bring the mechs up around the side here so we can just straight engage the remaining buildings. Cappy fanaticism holding mechs together again. Yeah, it seems as good an explanation for that bullshit as anything else.
Lifting off.
That was every bad dice roll that we could potentially have, one
Commander.
after another there, I'm pretty sure. Right. About there,
Copy
I
that.
think. BattleTech RNG added again? Yep, pretty much. I'm pretty sure that's what it was. That was just some incredible dice, incredibly poor
Standing
dice rolls
by.
there. That was XCOM levels of suffering to get through that. But we got there. Now I've just got to make sure the turrets don't pop the rest of the mechs. We've just got to snip in, bang down 2 of the buildings, and we are finished. Although I don't think we can actually leave the mission. We can't auto-leave the mission until... I might have to bring it up anyway just for the guns, although we're so slow. Yeah, I'm just going to keep it back here and braced for the moment.
They've got a sensor lock on me.
Yeah, I don't think we can leave the mission, or auto-leave the mission until all the turrets are destroyed as well. But we're not doing that.
I'm taking heavy hits, Commander.
Confirmed. You got it.
Yes, Commander.
Right. Yeah, we've cooled down enough we can do an alpha strike. We'll hit that building there for a start. All weapon systems.
Locking in target.
Okay, that's 2 down.
That should do it.
Standing by.
And now Apex should be able to slip up around the corner here. And probably only expose ourselves to one of the turrets is
Roger
probably
that.
the better idea. Target that building. PPCs, twin SRM6s. Yeah, 51% chance it's a building. I don't think we'll miss. Not enough firepower to take it down. Again, I'm going to brace and leave Claymore where he is until we know where to take him in order to be able to pull out.
Internal structure damage.
So many missiles.
Light hit.
Yep.
Alright, well, Phantom is in position. What have we got? Actually, nothing we really need a sensor lock here for the moment. So I might just reserve him.
Commander. Copy that.
Pull Apex back slightly. Second round, and we can only get with PPC.
Taking the shot.
Is that enough to finish it? Oh, not quite.
Orders.
Alright, Phantom should be able to get the shot in.
I got you.
There we go.
Inbound, Commander. I'll meet you at the LZ.
Yeah, and we're not playing around with the turrets. We're getting the hell out. Where is the evac zone? Alright, it's back that way. Okay, that's good. That's good for Claymore. We don't have to walk through the rest of the turrets. I was concerned that might be a thing.
Full throttle.
Right here.
I'm probably going to call it a night after this anyway. It's 2:54 AM, so it is just about me done. But that's mission complete anyway, so it is... yeah, it's now time for us to very quickly get the hell out of here. Just go straight through the tree line over here.
Accelerating to location.
Yep.
We'll do a sprint straight down the side.
All right. Let's move.
Standing by.
And follow out as well. There's going to be some repairs involved here, but that is a mission complete, and we are fairly clean. All mechs destroyed, only the turrets untouched. Hey, Sir Hans the Wolf. It is not going all that bad at all. We just had a pretty rough mission in regards to RNG, but mission is complete, and we're bringing all our mechs to the evac point. And that's actually going to be it for the end. That should be the completion of this, this flashpoint. Once we've done some repairs, we're going to jump across to the other side. We have one more flashpoint to do, and then we're probably going to head south and see about picking ourselves up a bull shark, or at least that's the next series in the plans. 3.5 hours of stream. I consider that a win, even if the mission goes sideways.
Confirmed.
I didn't actually realize I've been streaming for that long. No wonder I'm starting to feel a little bit on the knackered side at the moment. Oh, you're right. 3.5 hours. Jesus. Yeah, we'll brace there. No wonder my mouth's dry.
Commander. Confirmed.
Alright, Claymore can just brace.
Stabilizing. Engaging coolant system.
Cerberus is not going to make that this turn,
Roger that.
but we'll make it next turn.
Aye, aye.
Huh. Yeah, jump jets are damaged badly enough that we can't actually...
Copy that.
Be careful not to hit the transformer there. we can't actually make that jump to hit the circle, which is kind of sad.
Stabilizing. Engaging coolant system.
Mags, you're going pretty late. I live in the US. Woke up to your stream. Yeah, it is. I'm running later than I expected. I didn't realize we were going to be coming in at 2:57 a.m. coming to a close, so a 3 a.m. finish. So running much further than, or much later than I was expecting, which is why my brain's starting to turn into a little bit of a pumpkin here at the moment, in case you can't tell. But
Engaging jump jet.
that's all right. We'll bring this one to a close. We will see to our repairs. Go through the last of the chat, and we'll. This should be the completion of this flashpoint. So
Stabilizing. Engaging coolant
that will
system.
see everything well and done.
Affirmative.
Right, and
10-4.
lead spitter last mech in, and leopard for the pickup. And Jeffrey just became a Patreon supporter. Keep up the great work. Well, thank you very much, mate. And so are the hostages. Can't say I feel great about that. None of us do, but we all agreed. I know we agreed. That doesn't mean I have to like it. I'm getting a new sensor contact XO. It looks like Lady Cunningham's dropship. She's here for a photo op, and she probably isn't going to like what she sees.
Mission successful.
I did what I needed to do. When isn't my brain a pumpkin? Well, yeah, but it's getting to that end of the night right now. All right, so payout after drop expenses, 319,000 credits, which is good. We'll need that. Disco back is looking a little rough. Lost a single plus small laser. Nothing else too critical. Everything else is going along well. Yeah, nothing too critical lost overall. Mech-wise. Enforcer. Griffin, Shadowhawk, Stinger, Valkyrie, Wasp, and Wolverine. So only one part from each mech. Alright, the Valkyrie. These aren't weights that I'm super interested in. But I have 3 parts of a Valkyrie put aside apparently. So I'm going to take that because that's a mech sale. And I'm going to grab the Enforcer part. Just because they're rare and I haven't seen a lot of them. And yeah, nothing in there is really getting my attention, so we'll see what we get in the random roll. Alright, so we got the Shadowhawk component, and we got the Wolverine component as well. Got the AC-10, 5 more heat sinks for the pile, 2 AC-10 ammunition, and AC-5 ammunition. So nothing too spectacular. But the Valkyrie will help pump up our mission rewards. Hearts and Minds 3, High 3? There better not be a third part to this mission, because if there is, we're not doing it tonight. Alright, Commander McEvity, I just touched down to 2 of the ruins of the Emerald Dawn's HQ, and you know what I found? Civilian bodies, dozens of them. This is more collateral damage than I expected to see. We weren't thrilled about it either. If your ship's comms hadn't cut out on us, we'd have asked for your confirmation before pulling the trigger. Yes, well, what's done is done. At the end of the day, Tessa Noctis is the one who put these people in harm's way. With a little luck, I should be able to spin the tragic loss of life in Health Davian's favour. You'd be terrible at spin if you couldn't. I'm glad you're so understanding about this. Surprised but glad. Out of curiosity, are you going to get around to the fact that the hostages were killed in a Davian combat operation? By shifting the blame, you mercenaries aren't called deniable assets for nothing. You're going to pin their deaths on us and wash your hands of it? Of course they are. With luck, there'll be no need for that. I'll condemn the Emerald Dawn's wanton disregard for human life and its new Compliant leadership will accept the blame. If anything, the human tragedy of these slain hostages should swing public opinion in our favour. Yeah, that's exactly what you should do. Terrible, but that is what you should do. But if that doesn't happen, you'll throw us under the bus to protect your own reputation. Well, of course they will. Well, yes, Commander, at the risk of sounding blunt, that is what we pay you for. Besides which, destroying that building was your decision, not mine. I never said anything about killing any hostages. Because your comms were down. You know, a suspicious man might think that you'd taken them offline on purpose, but again, that would imply you knew what Noctis was planning ahead of schedule. You're free to entertain whatever outlandish theories you want, mister. I'm afraid that you'll have to do it in your own time. There's a great deal of work to be done, and my attention is needed elsewhere. I'll transfer your payment directly, Commander, until next time. Alright, so that should be the end of it. You know, I just like one of these gigs. I like to take one of these gigs and not have to wind up with the Great House screwing us somehow. It'll be really refreshing change of pace. Well, I'd strongly suggest going to a different universe, because you're not going to not get screwed by a Great House in the BattleTech universe. It's just not going to happen. Even the ones that like you will still screw you if you're a mercenary. That's just how it works. It's infuriating, but if Lady Cunningham wants to let shit roll downhill, it's our job to catch it. How plausible deniability is at least half the reason why the Great Houses hire companies like ours in the first place. Alright, so assemble mech. We got the Valkyrie, which is not worth anywhere near as much as I was hoping, but the QA is the more valuable, so we will assemble the QA and sell it. And yep. Alright, so our bonus rewards. We got 500,000 payout and single plus medium laser, double plus AC2, great. A +1 accuracy targeting system for missiles. That might be useful, a little. Put it in the Archer. Single plus AC10, single plus SRM4, and a single plus leg mod. -20 DFA self-damage. So that's one of the leg mods I was talking about earlier on in the stream. Takes 1 ton and 3 slots in the legs. And yeah, removes 20 of the potential damage that you can have. And you can fit multiples of these. If you can get multiples of them and fit them across, you can basically remove all your DFA damage, self-damage. So you can DFA around the map all day long and never take any damage on your mechs. Alright, so now we've just got to get everything fixed up.
Welcome to the grease pit, Commander.
Well, the 6-pack's easy. The Hunchback is not. Firestarter will not be. Griffin, Griffin will be easy. We will do the Lead Spitter again next. Once again, we're bolting it back together. She's been taking a beating the last couple. Alright, so she lost her entire left-hand side. We got 2 replacement MGs. There we go. 86,700 to get her all fixed up.
I'll let you know when that's done.
This is not going to be pretty. This is not going to be pretty at all. Alright, so we're on 171,000 before we actually start replacing components. Right, energy weapons, medium lasers. Medium, we'll be after a couple of smalls. Actually, I don't have a lot of small lasers, but 20 in each arm. And yeah, 3 heat sinks. Alright, that has us on 50 tons. Alright, 173,750. So most of it was just in the repairs of the mech proper. Ouch. But we did recover a mech, and so we managed to...
Shouldn't be too hard.
Essentially cover the... well, we've managed to cover the repair costs without actually digging into our mission profits overall. So, 3.5 million remaining, and all of our mechs should be repaired in short order. Could be worse. Shame the mission rewards were kind of a little soft. It would have been nicer if we'd gotten some better loot out of the final bonus rewards there. But anyways, just quickly going through the last of the chat. There's not a lot left here, I don't think. Pin it on the terrorist. Yep, that is the general idea. I think the only great house that doesn't screw you is the Free Worlds League, and I think that's because stuff they don't get the chance. No, the Free Worlds League will screw you as well. Rasselhog. Rasselhog is generally pretty good to mercenaries. They tend not to be too rough with them. Everybody else, and that doesn't mean that they won't. It's just less likely that Rasselhog will actually do that. Everybody else, on the other hand, you're they're gonna screw you over at some point or another. Hey Joanne, what has been achieved since you've been gone? Well, we've finished off the flashpoint. We've just completed the rewards and put our mechs back together. Last fight, we got some really bad RNG, but we managed to pull through and complete the mission without any losses. So that one. Yeah, this is the stream coming to a close. So another flashpoint complete. We have 2 more remaining that we'll be doing. The next one should be fun. The next one we're doing is this one over here, which is the Tournament of Champions. This is, for those who haven't done this before, and it's a slight spoiler, but you'll see it soon enough anyway. Although it expires in 7 days, we might not make that. No, we're not gonna be able to do it. God, I should have done this one first. Oh, I'm disappointed. It looks like we're not going to be doing this one next. It's a mech tournament. You don't get to bring your own mechs. The first round, it's entirely Urbamechs. It's all Urbamechs. The second mission, it's all Urbies as well. But there's an event that happens that allows something else to be brought in. But all of the tournament fighters are in Urbies. Every single one. Well, looks like one man's trash might be the next mission then, because we're not going to make the transit. And from there, we're going south so we can do the next phase. We now have enough tonnage to do the next phase into hunting season, which will bring us eventually to getting the Bullshark Battle Mech, which is a 95-ton, essentially, clan mech that exists essentially solely for this game. It was created for. It's actually a really nice mech. But anyways, guys, we're going to bring this one to a close here because, as you can tell, I'm starting to get a little meh. The brain is shutting down and I'm getting a little foggy, so I'm going to bring this one here. I hope you guys enjoyed the stream, guys. Thank you very much for watching, and we'll catch you in the next one.